Okay, today's Sunday, October 7th, 2018. And good morning, Lynn. Good to have you again. Get ready for the Emerging Sea broadcast system, the Forbidden History series, what they didn't want you to know, but we tell right here. Now's the time to call your friends. Special thanks to YouTube.com for hosting the Forbidden History series. We now interrupt your normally scheduled programming to bring you this very important deprogramming program. Please note that the following views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily the views nor the opinions of the Master Force Group, YouTube.com, Free America Radio Network, our sponsors, our partners, and MFG is a private society, and nothing here is ever to be construed as medical, hate, nor legal advice. I missed you too. And listen to the Forbidden History prime time 7 days a week right here on therealpublicradio.net, because hidden beneath the sands of time lies the greatest of all mysteries. It's the Forbidden History. Unearth for yourself the secret truths that lie hidden just beneath the surface below our feet. What is it that the powers that be do not want you or I to know? Come and journey with us as we explore and dare to know, because it's all right here, coming your way. Been down for 2 weeks, but back at it. Not sure if we're 7 days a week yet, but we are here, at least on Sundays right now, on the Forbidden History series, therealpublicradio.net, Free America Radio Network. It's what they didn't want you to know that we tell right here. And good day, Ninja. Shalom Aleichem. Good to have you. And thank you for that wonderful production you're doing. Great work. Still time to call your friends. We're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from Studio Z at the Lighthouse in Central Ohio, in the heart of Amish country, and Free America Radio Network, in the land of dreams, enchantments, and nightmares. It's the Forbidden History series, the great lies of history, the words that kill, the piracy of words, the duality revealed in patterns and pictures in nature, symbolism, the ABCs of light, and a whole lot more. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it one more time, swinging and duking it out with the darkness, because somebody has to. Good morning, Stark. Great to have you. We are the deprogramming program. It's because somebody has to do it, and you know why we're here, right? Well, we're here because here is where we bring you the most important information on the face of the entire earth, or under the earth. Here is where each week we bring you the very best in radio broadcast listening, while we reveal the greatest secrets, what they didn't want you to know, but we tell right here, and the deeper mysteries of life. Yet there is one question that will always remain, and it is this: can you handle the truth as it will be presented here this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are around the world? Stand by for the broadcast of the Forbidden History series. You know it's the battle for the mind, don't you? Good morning, y'all love. And we will have a special read from y'all love later today at our halftime break, okay? It's the battle for the mind. Truth is light, but ignorance is darkness. And why would we want to just ignore what's right before our eyes, the great light of the sun, ladies and gentlemen? And these are the great antagonists, the one against the other. For of all things that great civilizations can create in their demonic matrix, there's only one thing that they cannot create, and that is the light. Ladies and gentlemen, let there be light, and the light will shine. Because once we can begin to comprehend the true nature of things as they really are, then we can begin to comprehend that there is nothing more to complain about. as they say, what it is what it is, and we've got to deal with it. And so that's what we're about to do, ladies and gentlemen, on the realpublicradio.net, Free America Radio Network. And don't forget, you don't know what you don't know until you listen in, and that's why you're here. Good morning, Shelley, and we do have and I am your host, Desert Owl, bird who sees in the night, and so glad to see all of you again. It's like you go through withdrawals when you don't have this experience every day. I know how you feel, okay? But it's been really great for me since June 21st to do this effort, and it's been a lifetime of preparation, and yet there's daily preparation too, and I haven't been able to get all my eggs in a row, and so I've had to take some time off just to do that, and I'm not back at it full time yet, but I'm working on it because I certainly want to do it every day. I get as much out of it as you do. Excuse me. And we're all in on this thing together, you know. We all want to transcend. We all want to go back home to the light, right? And it's not an easy thing to do. And it's and the scripture says to make our calling and election sure, and that's what we need to do. And so the best way to identify the truth is to identify the great the great lies of history. And I am taking some good nutritionals, and thank you to our wonderful friends out there that are tuning in right now that have participated. And later tonight, and for your gifts. I mean, you know, you've been so helpful in praying for me and my voice, and also for you know, the ministry here, supporting this ministry. This is not me, of course. The truth comes by the divine light. This is Yeshua's work. I'm not smart enough to figure this stuff out, ladies and gentlemen. It is the great breath of the wind and fire that breathes and brings this information this way. Okay, it's because it's so bad that literally he unloads on people who are not even worthy nor qualified, people like me. Okay, it's just it's a miracle, and it's the great gift of the great breath of the wind and fire. Yeah, later tonight we have a Sunday night special as well. I've committed to it for you know, some of our listeners, because we want you know, to accommodate the different time slot. And so I'll be doing a program tonight, and it was basically inspired by Shelley G on our board here, and because she's on the left coast on Pacific time, and therefore misses most of the broadcasts for live, and so therefore obviously she got up at 6:30 in the morning this morning just to be here. But we're going to do an evening question and answers, and so Shelley has committed to joining me on the program, because they're, you know, with a news time slot, nobody will be there, and I can't talk to myself, so she's agreed to let me do an opener and then hit me up with some questions that she's been trying to, you know, trying to answer for herself, and see if I can't help her, you know, or we can't see these things together, you know, because I continually learn, and I love the, you know, the spontaneity of questions, because it's a challenge rather than the preparation like I've got for this morning, which is now 2 weeks of note taking that I've got to rapidly fire and unload on all of you. And it is about the great mystery. And by the way, that did I say 9 o'clock tonight? Okay, Desert Owl and Shelley G on the Forbidden History series. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday night. Okay, every Sunday night. And so for those who you know, want to know, tell your friends. Okay, and thanks for doing that. So, words that kill, ladies and gentlemen, you know, and they've done a pretty good job of killing us. Wouldn't you say? In fact, they're doing a pretty good job of killing us, right? Come on, all the poisons in the air, and we got the UVC and B coming through. They destroyed our ozone. I mean, our planet's going down in a spiral spin, and I there's nothing going to save it. Okay, I can't imagine where we're at. And then they're poisoning us with the food. Now they got mosquitoes, giant mosquitoes in the Carolinas that are, you know, probably weaponized, and you know, it's all out of the box. It's the demonic, and the demons are men, you know, and women who put their pants on every day and hate our guts in the secret societies, right? So so we've got to do some quick homework to figure out who we are, where we are, when we are, and why we are, right? And Deplorable Duck, good to have you. Hope you've been doing better. I know you hurt your foot, and I've put you in my prayers as well, and same with you, Star, and and a number of you, my friends, that are toughing it out as well. We're all toughing it out. They've done a good job to make sure we're always down and out and struggling. But in a word, what's in a word? Well, everything's in a word, actually, and it's the A-shavor. The A-shavor is the original for word. In the beginning is the word. Good morning, Liz. Good to have you from Dublin. Good to see you again. And so the Royal Center, the shavor, the word is the Royal Center. That's what it was called, still is. In the beginning is the shavor. That's the Royal Center. The shavor is Yavohe, and Yavohe always was the Royal Center, the A-shavor. And the mystery of the A is what we're talking about today, and which is presented in the primary root of Aisha. And boy, when I thought I had seen it all from the last time I presented it, I got a whole lot more now on the table. I'm gonna define for you the fasci. Okay, Duck, good. Look forward to getting your call. Thank you. So yeah, we're like, I never imagined I would know, the deeper meaning that I now know of the fasci. Those are the two fasci we see in the speaker's podium in Washington, D.C. On the left and the right, we see the battle axe wrapped in leather straps and black ebony rods, and that's the fasci. Well, now I'm going to tell you what that symbolizes. Okay, I knew it had to do with world domination and and crafting ships and cutting your head off, but I had no idea I would see right where it came from, and it's based on the word Aisha. Aisha is the smoking gun, ladies and gentlemen, and it's on a map today. Okay, so we're going there. In the beginning is the word, the Eshavor, and it is the DNA of life. Words are God. Okay, using the King James terminology, words are God because they came from Him. Communication came from Him, and so they speak. Words rule, and so I love words myself. I can't get enough of them because they tell the story. This is the real archaeology. Okay, arche for archive, the archive, ology, okay, the true light, the olage, the true light, that's what that means. The archive of the true light, and we get it through the alphabet. And it starts with the alphabet, the A, B, C's, and then, or AVG, actually, AVG. And then it goes into the compounded root forms, the 2-letter and 3-letter parent roots, and it tells a story. And it is an exact science, and it is possible to know. We can actually go back, ladies and gentlemen, bypass the priesthoods that have been deceiving us with their Yiddish Hebrew and their adulterated, bastardized Greek. Okay, peace to you, Liz, as well. I missed all of you for sure. Okay, so I'm here to tell you that words are not what you think. Okay, words are not what you think, and so we have to see what words are. The Eshavors. If the words that you use are incorrect, then what you breathe is not what you mean. And if what you say is not what you mean, then all religion, science, history, and law will all fall apart and go astray, and all of the people will be standing around helpless and idle. And this is not only important, but it absolutely matters above everything else. The Aramaic Indo-Germanic mother tongue is these are the very first Eshavors, the words of Adam and Eve. And his name is Dictum. And her true title is Keva. See, so they lied to you about that. You heard it here first, right? Dictum for diction, for communication, because it was breathed into him. And she is the mother that brings forth. And therefore the cave is represented by her. That's where Yeshua was born, in a cave. This is the original thought. Terms are toroms. T-O-R, like toro. Remember they went to see the bullfight. The toro means power, turn. All torque. All these words are in there. And torums. So torums literally means the power of sound. These sounds that we breathe have power. They can destroy. Don't we know that words, shavors can destroy? We destroy each other with shavors, right? Or we can lift each other up with shavors. Shavors are powerful. They have everything to do with who we are and how we relate. We transliterate thoughts and precepts, not words. Thoughts and precepts. That's why you can't go one word from an ancient to one word in a modern. It's virtually impossible. They've lied to us wholesale, played a trick on us. Mind control, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to be set free. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And Ignatius said this to the Smyrnians, and that's a good word. Say that 3 times fast, Smyrnians. And this was, he was one of the followers of the 12 Royal Malik, or they misnomered as postal packages, the apostles. Okay, hang on a minute. Yeah, he said, this is classic, you know. He said, I've heard of some who say, unless I can find it written in the original, excuse me, yeah, I'm cleaning out because I've got some really good nutritionals in me now, so I'm having to deal with that. I've heard of some who breathe, unless I can find it written in the originals, I will not believe it to be written in the star message, in the gospel. Then when I breathe, this is the way that it has been written, they then respond back to me with what lays before them in their own corrupted text. So you see, right out the gate, 2,000 years ago, they were already manipulating the scriptures, ladies and gentlemen, playing the word games. And and so we've got to know the game. That's the only way to win in the game of life, is to know the game of this dark world. And so I have some examples just quick before I get into the main part. I just want to give you a few examples of the tricks they played on us. You know, it'd be like, you know, a little boy or baby boy or girl's born into the world, and they say, by the way, son, daughter, you know, this is bad is, you know, telling them bad is good and good is bad, you know, switching out the words. And so, we that's what they've done to us. That is what they've done. Like when they say I love you, they mean I hate you. But when they say I hate you, they mean I love you. So let's see some examples. So I just saw this one last night. Okay, literally all these years it's in front of you, and I always transliterate teaching as seed planting, because that's what teaching is. Yeshua was the seed planter, planting seeds in people's hearts and minds. But then I realized that if you move the T in front of the E, the word teaching, okay, you can write it down, and you need to see and read it for yourself. So you know, write it down, and you'll get the picture, and you won't forget it. Teaching, when you move the T in front of the E, and you just drop the A, you get etchings. So teaching is etching, right? How did they teach in the past? How did they teach? They wrote something on a blackboard, or they wrote something on a slate, a piece of stone, or they wrote on the dirt or on the sand, right? When the master was teaching, he was writing. Okay, right? The teacher writes. And so it's etching. That's the original word. That's the original thought, hiding right there in front of us on that word, on that A.60. Okay, and so therefore, then what's happened to us through the mind control is that we have things that have been etched into our mind, right? Etched to the point where we can't get it out, like the stupid songs that we hear all the time. You know, the stupid songs that have stupid words and stupid meanings, and then or the repetitive lie, the great lie that's being repeated over and over and over. You know, and so we etch something into our mind, and the word mind doesn't have a D on it. It's the mind. Your brain is your mind. It is your gold mine. It is the most important thing you have, is your mind, and they have attempted to destroy your mind by destroying your shavors and your thinking. Okay, and so I'm going to give you a couple examples now. So cannibalism, you know, one of the things that the ancient tribe that is no longer in existence, called A.60, misnomered as Israel, A.60, they also ate their own babies in these sacrifices, following the Canaanite tradition. And so let's look at the word. The word cannibalism, right? 3 words. Cana, ball, ism. Is for the woman, the mother. Cana, ball, ism. So there you go. Okay, it's from Canaan. Cannibalism initiates clearly in the word, the shavor. We know it's been going on in other places from primitive time, but it was instituted in a big way in Cana. And so they ate their own, right? That's what the Freemasons do, right? They eat their own. We may need to eat you alive because you're good for business, just like the captain of the Titanic. Guess what? Your last orders will be to take that ship out there from Ireland out to the middle Atlantic and hit an iceberg and sink it. You've got your marching orders. Now go do it, slave. And Captain Brown, John Brown of the ship, did exactly what he was told to do because he sold his mind and his will, self-will, to the Jesuit vow. And that's why he was a captain of a big ship, because they all give each other perks and privileges. Okay, so ball. See, the B is a corruption. It's a code for the V, and ball. You can see in the B is number 13. Capital B is number 13 for the occultic lunar cycle, following the moon, and so ball is Vaal, V-A-A-L-L. There's 2 L's. There's 2 powers. And the 2 L's represent sun and moon, the 2 A's, 2 powers again, representing the greater light and the lesser light. So Vaal is what comes out of ball. Vaal for like volume, like volcano. And don't forget, if anybody's making a comment or a question, put my name Desert in capital letters so I see it, okay? Cain, Abel. Yeah, you saw Abel as well. Thank you. Cain and Abel, cannibal, because he consumed his brother. He took his life. He killed him. Okay, so so I'm going to show you a couple classics of our modern time. Volleyball. So in volleyball, they make a big thing out of sports, which in Webster's 1828 dictionary, sports means diversion. So they've created a lot of diversion with these sports games, and so volleyball is vol, and then we see lay is light, vol, lay is light, and Baal, well, we know what Baal is, right? Baal is the ancient pagan deity, and so it's Val, but Baal is also Val, but literally it's Val is the light of Baal. Val is the light of Baal. So in the classic volleyball, what we're doing, we're hitting the moon back and forth, right? We're bouncing the moon, trying to keep it from hitting the ground. In volleyball, it's really volleyball, not volleyball. Volleyball, the vol in the vault. The vault. That's the vault is way up there in the ceiling. The vault. And so you see these words have deeper meanings, and I'll still use the word to help you out when we read the scriptures. We like to use a shavor. Okay, so here's a good one I just saw this week, and it's like the words are just opening up rapid fire now, because I'm the great breath of the wind and fire and the anointing of Yavolhe is really helping out here in this the presentations we've been doing. And so the word chicken, we know the chicken was domesticated, right? The chicken was domesticated. That's why it's a bird that doesn't fly anymore, because they constantly did selective breeding and gave us a bird that was fat, couldn't fly, easy to catch, and then also yum, good to eat. We've all grown up eating chicken, at least most of us. And it's a primary staple, right? Chicken is a primary staple, in fact. Now we eat the eggs and we eat the meat. And so but the word chi, you see in chicken, the chi is right there, CHI, but when you know the original thought, then it's K. And it's K. And so we can see the word K-chen. 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 Anybody get the picture? Tell me what the K-chen is. The bird that you eat more than any other bird, and the K-chen. So the question is it where you cook the food, or is it the food? The K-chen, the kitchen, right? kitchen, made for the kitchen. That's what the chicken is, made for the kitchen. And it's right there. We've never seen it all of our lives, right? I just saw it this week for the first time. Once you start, working with the Shavors, then they start opening up to you, and it's like right there. That's the original thought, but I just don't know if kitchen has to do with where you cook, or if it has to do with the bird. That's the only thing I don't know right now. And interesting, right? I just have to look at it more. I didn't do that enough. So we talked about mourning, right? We say good morning. Wait a minute, what? You want me to mourn for somebody? You want me to have a good morning? You wishing somebody would die in my family? Good morning? What's wrong with you? I don't want to mourn. Why do I want to have a good morning? You see? And so they really played the trick on us. So I now know, that the word shalom is actually a shalom. I sort of like a shalom or happy sunrise, but I'm not going to wish anybody a good morning anymore because that's mind control. That they've really duped us, right? Oh, it gets better. Hang on. So we all, when we need to use the restroom, right, we go use the toilet. Well, a toy, do you know what a toy is? A toy is an imitation of something that's real, right? Like when we were boys, we had toy trucks, we had toy army men. They were imitations, right? Imitations of real life. Little girls had dolls, and they were imitations. Okay, Star, I don't know. You said that to me. I don't know what. Okay, I don't get it, but that's okay, Star. I'm on an egg roll here. So so let me keep on rolling here. So toilet, in imitation of light. So that's what toilet means. Because lay, as we just said with the other word just prior, light in volleyball. The lei, and as you go to Hawaii, they put the lei on your neck. We have all the flowers, the circle of flowers. Oh, okay. Good morning. Good morning. No worries, as they say down under. And so the light is lei. Okay, so lei means imitation light. Toilet, imitation light. You see how they're slamming us in the face, ladies and gentlemen, with this garbage. And good morning, free your mind. Europeans, of course, contract slaves. You must have been listening in. We've been saying that one here a good while. Otherwise, the word has gotten out. Somebody's finally woke up. Europeans, you got it. So yeah, so toilet is imitation light, and then they, we had the classic song here in the States that was called the House of the Rising Sun, right? House of the Rising. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, right? And what is the House of the Rising Sun? It's a whorehouse. A whorehouse, ladies and gentlemen. And so that's the famous song everybody loves to sing, talking about the House of the Rising Sun, a whorehouse. And isn't that what ultimately Aisha Rael became? The citadel of light, the nation, the tribe of light became a whorehouse, right? And so they're just mocking. They're mocking the light. The cross is a symbol of destruction and of darkness. And that's why when Yeshua was up on the cross for three hours, it was the deepest darkness, so bad that they lit fires. They actually thought it was nighttime. They said the sun went out, the light went out. And so the cross is known as the black sun. It is not a symbol of light. It is a symbol of torture and destruction and darkness, but also a navigation instrument because it's used in the darkness by the mariners. The Celtic cross is the original tool for navigation. And I'll have to give a description of it one day. So I'll cap off the words that we don't know with this one. It's just, I think it's classic, okay? Mark Zuckerberg, okay? You know how the Jews in Hollywood, half of them changed their names, right? And I'm certain that he's changed his name to Mark Zuckerberg. So what does Zucker sound like? Doesn't it sound like sucker? And it is, because the S and the Z are always changing back and forth. And then Berg is mountain. And so literally Mark Zuckerberg means mark the mountain of suckers. Mark the mountain of suckers. The mountain of suckers who bought into the CIA-controlled Facebook page, okay? To get all of your information. They even claim copyright over everything that you put up there. So they got a copyright of your image. They own you. They told you in the rules and conditions, but you went ahead and did it anyway. And what's their address? I just saw this a few weeks ago when they're, he'd been up on the news because he was in front of Congress. So they showed the address right in front of their headquarters, and it's called One Hacker Way. One Hacker Way. That's Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. Mark the mountain of suckers. One hacker way, so they can hack into your life, your computer, whatever they want to do. Your mind. Hack into your mind, of course. Hack into your mind. They want to know you even better, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget, you got it here first. We're having a reality check, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a bell. I should be ringing the bell right now. But let's continue, shall we? And want to welcome any new listeners that are out there. Well, the letter constitutes Aramaic, free your mind, certainly. But and the English is a bastardized form of Aramaic. So English is being used worldwide, right? So it's not just exclusive. But no, America is the false story is Amerigo Vespucci. America's named after Amerigo Vespucci, but that's the cover story. Just like Columbus supposedly discovered America and Betsy Ross supposedly made the American flag. None of it's true. But America goes back to because Francis Bacon was creating the New World, the New Atlantis, and so America comes from Americu, the feathered serpent, the Toltec god Quetzalcoatl. Also another way in their tradition they say it, but it's the feathered serpent. It's the phoenix. It's the phoenix that after 500 years it burns up in ashes. Goes back to Mitzrayim, Egypt, and so it's been over 500 years now since Columbus' phony discovery of America, and we're about to go down in flames. The phoenix is crashing. Okay. Phoenix is also a symbol of the obelisk, and that's where the word penis comes from. Penis is phoenix, and that is the male erection is the obelisk, the symbol of light, creation, and a whole lot of gobbledygook, all of the occultic. They just love worshiping that phallus, as you know, ladies and gentlemen. So a riddle. Now we're getting into the main presentation. Okay, I'll tell you what. I want to pace myself here, and I want to thank Ninja Cat for doing a wonderful support of our network. She created a musical interlude and with some graphics that you can look at. So what I want to do is right now just do a little pacing and share it with you. Wonderful graphic illustration she put together, and want to thank her. So let's go to a 7-minute break. This will give you a chance to call a friend, get a drink, use the restroom, but not the toilet. Okay, don't use the toilet. I think they call it in England the loo, so that's better. And anyway, it's a crazy world, but we're going to get through it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go to how do I do this now? Stand by. I've got to do some computer magic now. So I'm going to desktop. Okay, boom. Going to shut off the dark wave. Boom. And then we're going to the break right here. I hope it comes up right. Glad you tuned in. I'm Desert Owl, bird who sees in the night. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Forbidden History series. What they didn't want you to know, but we tell right here because somebody's got to do it. And that's why we're here. And special thanks to Ninja Cat. Comment or question, you are welcome to call in, ladies and gentlemen. You know the number 608-566 7295. We're on Skype. Free America Radio, all one word, Free America Radio. Maybe you have an important Sky Watcher report, or you know a great lie of history, or a word that they killed us with. Don't go away, we'll be right back. You did tell your friends, right? Well, thanks for doing it. And I will make a point on another program to go over these symbols, okay? All of them are being presented here to tell a story, of course. There's Colombia. Statue of slavery. Of castration. Go to healthwalk.basicreset.com if you want to join the Master Course group and free website. You have your own online health food store, great commissions, and support the broadcast at the same time. healthwalk.basicreset.com. Thank you for your support out there. Ninja actually took this from some of my old audios and cleaned up the music because we have no original copy since I lost all my data on my other computer. And so she's a miracle worker. Here's the Fibonacci creation unfolding. You never call, that's your problem. You know, you need to call in. up, we've got a very special presentation now. We're going to be talking about the letter A. It's all about the A, ladies and gentlemen. As they say in Canada, A? Okay. There's the seal of the World Federation, that phoenix with the arrows and the olive leaf in his hand. That's not an American symbol. It's banking. Okay, and let's get back to the broadcast. And dark waves. There we go. Okay, and we are back, and thank you again, Ninja, for great work. And all right, Liz, it came through okay. Wonderful. I always, when I'm looking at the desktop, I can't see any of my equipment, and so I'm wondering, okay, is it really coming through? But apparently it went through okay, so that's great. Don't say what I say, A. Okay. Take that literally? All right, Ninja. Okay, start, thank you. And so, okay, we're on the A, we're on the trail, but the trail starts at the beginning, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the A. So I had a story that I was going to share with you, and I wonder what happened to that. Let me see if it's on the cards. Okay, well, I'll just, it has to, oh, the riddle, here it is right here. It's right in front of my face, and I didn't see it. It could have bit me for a snake. The riddle, ladies and gentlemen, it starts, this whole presentation right here starts with the riddle that the Heavenly Father gave to me about 15, 18 years ago. I'm losing track of time. And basically, I was out in the woods of East Texas and living in a cabin, the lower half of a cabin, and was with a friend who had 3 daughters. And so when we're facing persecution, I had exposed a criminal racket of child kidnapping there in East Texas, and we were definitely about to be in some hot, challenges with all that. But prior to an event that happened, the smallest of the 3 daughters was in the bottom of the cabin, sitting on the couch reading a child's book. And when I walked into the cabin, I just stopped in my tracks for some reason, and just saw the little girl on the couch. And you know how they pretend to read? They put their finger up to the page and they go underneath the words like they're pretending to read. And so as I stood there, all of a sudden words came into my head, and it said, "A long, long time ago there was A." And then as soon as I heard those words, immediately she started to read from her book with her finger pointing at the page going, she goes, "A long, long time ago there was A." And it's like, whoa, okay, what had just happened? I heard something in my head. I don't know if it was my voice. I can't tell you the voice, but it was the words, "A long, long time ago there was A." Then she immediately repeats it. A little 5-year-old, what I just heard in my brain. And so this was a riddle that went on then for 10 years. And the letter A kept popping up in all different ways, in mysterious ways. And it was like, oh wow, I can't, this thing is still coming at me. And so finally, when I was in Louisiana after I lost my apartment, then I was just hitting the books. 10 years for the whole year, practically a whole year, I was off the computer and just read my books that I've been carrying around for the previous 25 years after my divorce. And I was like, whoa, how did I miss all this stuff? And I'm just eating it up, reading 8 to 12 hours a day. And then all of a sudden, the other half of the riddle came, and it was in discovering of the meaning of the letter A, because it was the I. The A was the I, E-Y-E, but it's spelled A-Y. Okay, I'll type it in. Okay. Okay, it's not the I, it's the A, because the A is the beginning of the alphabet. That's where we start looking at the A Shavors is with the A. Okay, and so the other part of the riddle came while I was there, and it was, and I only remember making the discovery, and then all of a sudden the other part of the riddle opened up. Okay, because I can't remember, the moment, as dramatic as when I had this, the first part of the riddle and a little girl repeats what happens in my head. It wasn't as dramatic, but the point is I realized that the A was the symbol of the I. That's why they put on the back of the dollar bill, the American dollar bill, what, up top of the pyramid, the sun with the I in it, because that's the top pyramid is an A. It's a pyramid above a pyramid. It's the A with an I in it, and the sunshine all around it. You can see it clearly, and that's what they call the all-seeing eye. And we always didn't like it because we thought, well, gee, that belongs to Freemasons, so we don't want nothing to do with that. But really, it's a reflection of the divine nature of Yahweh and Yeshua, because they're all-seeing eyes. There's no question about it. And the sun is because they see all things, and the sun is the great symbol, and it's the letter A in its. Because what is the letter A? It's a pyramid of projection, like a carrot projecting light. And so the latter part of the riddle went like this. A long, long time ago, there was A. A long, long time ago, there was an. A was a part of two letters. A long, long time ago, there was an I for the return. And what we don't have today, ladies and gentlemen, is the I for the return, because they have blinded our eyes with deception and codes and riddles. Okay, they are also good at riddles, and so that's how we have to now look at everything. So when I woke up to the sun, it was prior. The sun was another important component, because nobody talks to us about the sun other than in scientific terms, right? They want us to analyze it scientifically, but how did the primitives look at it? How did the primitives look at the sun? Right? So what happened was I was making a delivery. I drove chemical transport, 18-wheeler tankers and hazardous materials in Texas primarily, and a little in Louisiana. And I was making a delivery, early morning delivery in Beaumont, Texas, in a chemical facility, and parking under the rack. And it just so happened that my truck was facing east in the cab, and while my truck's unloading, I'm sitting in the cab reading my scriptures. And so as I'm reading, I'm reading, I'm right at the point in Genesis in chapter 3 and verse 24, and the sun was just rising over the horizon, right, dead right in front of me, while I'm sitting behind my steering wheel reading my scriptures. And all of a sudden I'm reading, so he drove the man out, and he placed him at the east of the Garden of Eden, cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way, to keep the way of the tree of life. Oh, the tree of life. Okay. So when I read that, because when it says that the flaming sword which turns in every way, and I'm thinking, how can the sword, in other words, it points in every direction, right? That's what it means. It points in every direction. And when I realized that turning in every way is pointing in every direction, well, what points in every direction? And I look up at the sun, and I realized that the sun was the cherubim, the flaming sword that was pointing in every direction all at the same time, and that is the tree of life. Of course, because all life came out from the light, from the sun. And so this is the more correct. I didn't even know that Eden was the atom. I didn't even know that yet. Okay, it wasn't even there. That it's the Garden of the Atoms, because that's what the sun is, the Garden of the Atoms. And Yeshua symbolically rules from the throne of the sun. Even the Pharaoh sat upon what he called the sun throne, said he represents the Great Spirit and seated on the throne of the sun. You see, we've got to see things the way the primitives see things. Okay, so 24, chapter 3, verse 24, Genesis would read more correctly like this, just using the King James as my reference. So he, and he is the eye drove out the blood of the earth, man, and he placed at the east. See, the key is pointing east, and east is the sun. And so what it would be, not that he placed, but he maintained in the east, the Ganun, which here says garden, but garden is Ganun. There's the word noon for high noon, sunrise at high noon. The Ganun placed him, maintained in the east the Ganun of the atom. That's Eden, the Ganun of the atom. The cherubim, what's the cherubim? It's the fiery red beams, meaning that when you see the sunset, the sky turns red, right? The cherubim. But that it comes back again. It's the Ouroboros eating its tail. It looks like death. It's going down. Where's the sun going? Oh no. But the good news is, we know that we never question that the sun will rise. And so it's telling a story in this picture. And it's a flaming sword that points the way back, pointing out, but literally pointing back at itself. This is the way home to the light. And therefore, it is maintained every day. It comes back telling us, you want to have a sunrise, ladies and gentlemen, in your spiritual, etheric vivification life. Okay? It is the tree of life and the light. And what does it say in 1 John? That he is light, and in him is no darkness at all. No darkness, pure energy. Actually, the sun is the entire energy source for everything in the solar system. Everything moves because of the sun. Okay? And good morning, Lee. The sun makes a figure 8 and this in the sky throughout the year. Okay, that's a beautiful point. And the 8 is the number of return. So there you go. I had never really saw that before. Anyway, I want to welcome our new listeners that are joining us here. Yeah, the Ouroboros eating its tail. Very good. And so sun is a corruption because there's a battle between the Z and the S, and the Z is really dominant and is the original, and that's why it's at the end of the alphabet next to the T, the Tau, and the Z, the Z. But it's the word is Zen. And so what does Zen mean? It's synonymous with sand. Sand is Zen. They're the same word, and it's just another spin of corruption on our Eshavors, our words, so that we never get the picture. But Zen means without number. Now, is that not what happens on the beach? You go to the beach, you want to count all of that sand, tell me how much there is. It's Zen. It is without number, and that's the word for sand. Zen, okay? So they don't teach us in school, and we have to get it here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just happy to accommodate, okay? So, there's so much more I could talk about. I'm going to move on here. I got a couple notes, but I'm going to bypass that for another day. And so always they always put it right in front of us, but we never get the picture. But the sun is also, I'm using a figure of speech here. The sun is also in our face, ladies and gentlemen, because I'll be talking about the something I told you about, the fasciae, coming up here. So I'm using a figure of speech. The sun is always in our face. Why? Because and the occult are putting it in our face, but we never can see it. Okay, and Lurs Young, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but good to have you. And what part of the world are you from? So in America, they put all capital letters on the driver's license. It's a commercial code. It's also known as a vessel. That's what they do on a ship. They put all capital letters. And then they also put on the map the word Asia. It's spelled incorrectly. ASIA is ASHA. Okay? So they put it in front of us, and we never get the picture of what the sun represents, right? Okay, I'll right after I do this part, Ninja, I'll be glad to have you calling in. Okay, so stand by. Okay, so Asia, we're taking the letter A, and we're showing you that it's the very first part of the word Asia, and there's a connection there, and this is where we're going. So in the letter A, we see the word, the dominant A is also in the word face. And there we see the word ace. Ace is like at the top, of the point, right? It's the zenith. And so what's the most powerful card in a deck of cards? Is it not the number 1, the ace, the A? They don't even put a number 1 there. They put the A in there, right? Number 1. The most powerful card in the deck is the ace, and it represents the sun, the face of the card. Because it is... So face is a corruption. I now know it because the face with the ace is a corruption of Aisha. It's Aisha. That's how they abbreviate the words. Okay, they abbreviate the words, and so face is fascia. Now to prove it, I used to build homes, and so when I built roof structures, we put the fascia board. We put the fascia board in at the end of the rafters, and it makes it look pretty, makes the house look pretty by putting a fascia board at the end of the rafters, and then usually that's where you hang your gutter, on the fascia board. But so there's your word face. Face is fascia, and you hear the word Aisha, okay? And so what does fascia mean? It means the royal eye of creation coming down, because it's not an F, it's a PH, and F is a corruption. So fascia is spelled Phasha, and even some guys have the name Pasha in like in Russian, Pasha, and so but it's fascia, and so Phasha. So I'll type it in. Let me see if I can type this in real quick. So it helps to see. Okay, there you go. And so fascia. And so the fascia, now I'm getting hot. Okay, now it's getting hot because I'm almost on, what I had never seen and never thought I would see, dealing with the word fasci. Okay, and so and of course I saw it in the word shalom, a shalom. There's the word Aisha, and so it's about the ruling peace that comes down from the light of the sun. Isn't that not what Yeshua and Yahweh are teaching us? The eternal peace, right? And it comes from the light. That's the original garden. There's 2 gardens. Remember, if you read 2nd chapter Genesis, you find out there was the Garden of the Adams, where Adam was taken down from and placed in the lower garden. 2 gardens. There's your duality again, right? And so the A for the light. So fascia means the royal eye of creation. That's the sun. And so literally last night I saw it finally, that the fasci is a corruption, just like they corrupted all of our words. And fascism is fasciaism. It's fasciaism. And the word fascism means the fire of the sun. The fire of the sun coming down to burn you, just like it is burning our world right now. But that's because they destroyed the ozone layer, right? But so there you go. Now you look at the swastika in Nazi Germany, a fascist state. Fasciaism, because the swastika is nothing other than a symbol of the light particles spinning from the sun. It's known as the philpot or the fan. Fan is a word that also describes the sun in the word sharfan. Sharfan means the serpent fan, the power of the serpent. Okay, the cobra, the supporting power. That's the cobra. What the cobra represents is the sun, our supporting power. If we don't have that serpent up there, the Ouroboros eating its tail, we're dead. Okay, the sun is everything. It's the center of everything. And so fascism is the original word for fascism, but they don't want us to get the picture about the word Asia. They're using our terminology from the original Indo-Germanic, but they're not going to give it to us because we are the slaves and it's all kept secret from us. You see, they give us gobbledygook while they're eating the caviar and having a party on you and me. And so then we see the picture of the fasci, right? The fasci, I think we saw in the picture that just went past with the work of Ninja she did for us. I'll try to. I should have had a still shot of that to show you. I apologize. Well, I doubt if I can find it quick enough. When we take a break, again with the music, I'll look for it and stop it right there, and then okay. But so what do we see also in the word fascia? We get the word phase. So you don't have a face. You have a fascia. And the sun is the other fascia. We only see the face of the sun, right? I mean, the primitives looking at it wouldn't even realize how big it is or that it was a round ball, right? They wouldn't get that. They look at the face. They only see the face. That's the fascia. And that's where the word Asia comes from. It means the royal eye, the royal A. You see, the occult took it over, and they're not telling us the truth, and they're embracing a lie. They're claiming to be of the light, and they're of the darkness. When we want the light, and they gave us darkness. You see, blindness is darkness. It's not enlightenment. You can't be enlightened and blind. Okay, you lived in Oz for a year and a half. Very good, Jers. Okay, and so anyway, so we're almost there, Ninja. I got a couple more here. So what we need to do is recognize the meaning of these words. And east is not the original word for what we think of when we say east. Remember, if the words are not correct, then what we say is not what we mean. Okay, so the original word for east is orient. I know you can see that. Orient, for orientation, right? And so orient is the east. Okay, and the O means true. And what is the second, and what is orient synonymous with? Because the O and the A are twins. They're sister letters because the A is a compass. And what does a compass make? The architect's compass makes a circle. And the circle is at the bottom of the A, and therefore they're both projecting from the beginning of the alphabet. And so orient is also Aryan. Aryan is hiding within the word orient. Okay? And so the orientation then is the sun, and it represents the Aryan, and the Aryan represents the sun. Right? That's why he came down with the blonde hair, blue-eyed, white skin, and these were called the sun gods, the sky gods. In the movie Avatar, they had the blue skin. They were bigger than everybody else. Very powerful because they were the navigators. They were the ones who knew all things because they were the seed of Adam, who knew all things because he was up in the atom, in the Galnoon, the garden of the atoms, with Yeshua, why he made all things on earth, and he named all things, you see. Okay? So Aryan literally means Arayan, R for power, the one eye of power. That's what Aryan means. A-Y, the I, and the an, meaning one, A-N, three parts, R-A-N, the one eye of power. And that's why they were able to make the great pyramid civilizations around the world, ladies and gentlemen, as people like Graham Hancock and others will all admit. It looks like that knowledge came onto the earth full blown. All of a sudden, boom. We have primitive people, and one day we got a class of people that literally could create these giant pyramid civilizations all around the world, and nobody today can even repeat what they did, right? And I don't want to lose my train of thought here. And they not only were they creating stonework that we couldn't create, but they also then created metallurgy and the instruments, the tools that could work all the stone. And on top of that, they created the anti-gravity Vimanas that they flew all over the world and came down, landed on these pyramids, and they said that they came from another star when they simply came from their underground port in India or wherever. Maybe it was Gobekli Tepe, because I'm convinced myself that on all of those round circles they had at Gobekli Tepe, they landed their anti-gravity craft, that there was an entire a flight squadron over there. And that's why there were so many circles like that. That's what they were doing back then, you see. But we weren't there, so I'm not stating it's a fact, but I'm stating that's my speculation. That's my conviction about that. Okay, so so treasures in heaven, treasures in heaven. Okay, heaven is a code for the even. The H is the, and even. The even is the evening. That's darkness. So just like with toilet and good morning and these other words, heaven is also means darkness. You see, like the cross, the black sun, and so it's interesting because if you put a T at the end of heaven, you get haven't. Oh, you haven't got anything. You see, it's the word had. It's a negative, but literally, the word treasure I learned in the Germanic is the word safe, and so it's your I'm trying to read my notes here. I'm not doing too good. Okay, so but oh here it is. Okay, oh here it is. So the trésor means safe in German, and that is treasure. Trésor, and tre is original, and zor is the original. Zor means up in the air. Okay, so the trésor is where your safe is, and where is your safe? It is in the sun, because everything comes from the light, and that is the symbol of our way back home, back to the light, ladies and gentlemen. The great logo, known as a logo, it's a symbol. It's a symbol, but it's also life for all things in our solar system. It's a great mystery, but it is also that reality that we need to see clearly in order to get our orientation, to get back to the light, to the Orient. Okay, the Aryan was supposed to come here to speak truth to mankind, but then the Watchers fell, the Vekoresh, the original name, Vekoresh, and they vicars in the Vatican, but they betrayed their birthright and enslaved mankind instead. And so the word Aisha also is in the word cash. And you can call in 3 minutes, Ninja. Okay, 3 minutes. Okay, cash. So where's your cash? Your cash is your stash, right? That's where you put all your valuables. And the word originally is kasha, Chasha, kasha. You see? And also the word cachet, I think, is there. I can't remember what the cachet is specifically, but it's a similar relative term. And then the word cypress, and the word cypress means red eye of creation, because that's where was one of the occult enclaves for the handlers of the other, you know what I'm saying, where the elite would have been in Cyprus, the red eye of creation. But originally it was called Alesha Ya. Alesha Ya, okay? And it's got that long arm that points towards Turkey, which was a center hub in between the East and the West. Turkey has always been a pivot point throughout all time, okay? But because it was a crossroad, okay? And so Alesha Ya, the original word for Cyprus, means the Father's royal eye that goes round, okay? And so it was a haven, and it was pointing the way for the mariner back directionally like a pointer, because you'll see that island has a finger jutting out, pointing right back to Turkey. Cash is temporary storage. Thank you for your mind. All right, so Ninja, you calling in? I hope you can spell me, because we're coming up to part 2 in this presentation, and I'm going to give you all the different terms that have to have the A in it in order to complete because what happened, of course, for those who are new listening and are not privy to this, basically they took control of our words outside of the Vatican at a place called the College of Abbreviators. Are Ninja, you calling in? I only really know Manly Beach and the oh, okay, you're talking to Young over there who's from Australia. Are you calling in, Ninja, or do I continue here? Um, where was I going? Got diverted by the chat room. So, oh, okay, the Vatican, yeah, so the College of Abbreviators is where they manipulated our words in the West. When our words came east, or excuse me, when they came from the east into the West, they stopped at the Vatican at the College of Abbreviators right outside the Vatican, where the Jesuit curii put the cure in your eye. Okay, so you couldn't see. They abbreviated the words. They're calling the college. What they did to our words, they abbreviated our words. They took out letters. They threw in other letters. They switched out letters. They abbreviated our words so we can never get the picture, ladies and gentlemen. The College of Abbreviators, run by the most powerful elite military force on our planet, the Jesuits, the dirty, stinking Jesuits who hate our guts and want to drink our blood. And Ninja, you are on the air. How are you doing today from down under?
G'day. Good. You?
Well, you tell me. Am I on a roll?
Yes, you are.
All right. I've been storing up a lot of that sun energy, just getting ready to let it all hang out here. And what do you have for us today?
Two things, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay. Just trying to think what to say first. I wanted to talk about the bushfires. I've been watching what's been happening around the rest of the world over summer in the rest of the world. And I've noticed a pattern here already. I think they're planning to burn us this summer. They've got it all ready in advance. They had a practice run at the beginning of winter with the lightning strikes and the fires down in Victoria and along the south coast east of where I am in Canberra. And we've had drought all winter, so everything's dried up. And I've seen, I haven't actually caught it myself, but a few fellow sky watchers, and I've seen it on other channels, drones creating lightning. And so I think it's all planned. I saw on another channel one of my subscribers actually sent an article into plaintruth.info, and it was an article from Queensland, newspaper article, announcing a new name, subterranean fires. They can burn underground, burn the roots of the trees underground. I haven't heard of anything so ridiculous. Last I heard, fires need oxygen to burn, and there's no oxygen under the ground. And that got me thinking. If anyone knows more about this, please let me know, because I'm just seeing connections. Here we don't have 5G. I think they're trialling it in Queensland, but we got installed what's called National Broadband Network, Aussie Broadband. It's fibre optic cables that run underground. For some reason, I'm seeing a connection between, because they're slowly section by section, switching that on now. It's glitchy. Anyway, I'm seeing a connection between underground fibre optic cables that are slowly getting switched on now and subterranean fires that burn without oxygen underground. And they've also built new towers for the firefighters to stand at the top of the towers and look out over the trees and spot fires. And I can't remember where I saw it, but I'm in Canberra, which is a little island in the middle of New South Wales. It's a territory, but that's just a word. They made a little state around the capital city in the middle of New South Wales. And I can't remember where I saw it, can't remember the connection, but I'll have to go back and research. But it seems that New South Wales is gonna get the fires over summer, and they're all ready to go. Yeah, so that's that, and I'm right in the middle of it. So I'll be watching, and giving updates on that. So,
yeah. I saw Dane Wigginton's report on Australia yesterday, and
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, the geoengineering. It was very clear that you've had record droughts since that are beyond anything since recorded records have been kept. So
yeah, we had the driest September on record, and it was the same all winter.
Yeah.
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 And what was the other thing I was going to talk about? Oh, that's right. I'm quitting sky watching, guys. This is pretty important, actually. Most of you were with us when we did the stream with Duck and myself about the targeting. I've since then learned that the frequencies are not just coming from the targeting. They're coming from the sky. I made a video, but I haven't put it up yet. I will. All the information is there. Alana Freeman, I think it is. I have a playlist in my playlist called Space Fence. The Space Fence is exactly what my channel is all about. I just call it something different.
Yeah.
And it's all frequencies, holograms, and plasma. And I got to the point where I couldn't even look at the sky for a few minutes without feeling physically ill. And I thought it was just because I knew what was going on up there. Like, I don't know what it's like to not see it anymore. And I thought that was affecting me. But the sky is electric. It's full of frequencies and plasma, and they're using lithium and the aluminium in the chems combined with, trying to think. I'll put the video up. Anyway, they're making plasma, and they have self-replicating 3D printers. That's how they're making the machinery up there. And this is real. And the frequencies are getting really bad. They were really, really starting to hurt me. And since I've stopped focusing on the sky, I'm feeling a lot better. So
Yeah. Well, yeah.
be careful, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I see like
Be
stars saying,
careful.
"What, Ninja? You're quitting sky watching?" So to qualify it, we need to start at the beginning. So basically, when Ninja was, as I remember her story, seeing things in the sky, she took it upon herself to call air traffic control and, and let her know there's all these aircraft up there spraying the sky, and they said, "We don't know what you're talking about." And so at that point is when she became famous in their world, and then was a target of theirs. Is that a simple way to put it, Ninja?
Yes, that's a simple way to put it, Desert. Thank you. Well said.
Okay. Yeah. So it's only been a liability then to try to expose the great beast system that's running our world today, right? It's bigger than all of us.
Yes, yes. Um, yeah, being a truther is a burden. But yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just a warning, because I love you guys, and I don't want you guys to get hurt. I think we need to I got obsessed with the sky, especially this year, to the point where I was addicted to it, and it's not safe. So if you are feeling that way, like every time you look at the sky, you want to get your camera out and film it, like you really, really have to, just take a step back, take a little step back. It'll make a difference, because, yeah, I'm saying it now, I've had a week off, or maybe over a week off, and my head is feeling so much better. All that's left is the annoying ear ringing now, where it was just getting pounded constantly with frequencies. Yeah, and
well, they work overtime to deceive the population, and they certainly don't want people. They really don't want people exposing it. This is why they put those trolls out there and everything else that they do, because they're coming at us multiple ways. It's a secret society.
yeah,
It's the underground that is running our world, and so they don't go after everyone, but they go after some, and I think they typically like to go after the women more than the guys, because the guys get a real power trip over picking on women. They did it to apparently looks like they did it to our dear friend up in Ontario, Martha, as well. And I noticed Martha's
wow,
not here today, so I hope she's doing okay. They poisoned her dog and blew out both of her back tires, pierced her back tires, so she'd have a blowout on the highway and possibly kill somebody. And she survived it. Fortunately, didn't have an accident.
yeah,
And so we
yeah,
can't prove it, but like the old axiom, put two and two together. When your dog dies of what appears to be poisoning, and then both your tires are pierced, and the tire repair people pointed out to her that they were stabbed from the side and not something that you ran over.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty bad. That's another reason why I had to take a step back, because I've got it's not just me. I've got Mum to look after as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, have to be careful. Yeah, I'm going to keep my channel going. I'm going to keep it alive. There just won't be any sky stuff, at least for now. Maybe I'll go back to doing a sky vid, I don't know, once a week or something. We'll see how it goes. But at the moment, I can't even watch sky videos. I just can't do it. Yeah, so that's the Ninja update. How's your throat going, Desert?
Well, the nutritionals I've been taking have been a big help. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling strong. My throat is feeling stronger. So the combination of everything, I had ordered some CBD oil. I've got some collagen. I've got the C60. So I'm using the shotgun effect, and I'm taking everything I can get, and it seems to be working. So yeah.
You sound all right.
Thank you. Yeah. And I'm working
No
out.
worries.
And I'm working out. This week I finally broke through the wall and could get back into a workout.
Okay.
So each day I'm going to continue doing more and get back to my old stuff. That's what I'm going to do. Okay?
Good.
All right.
Good to hear.
Thank you. I love that accent. Here. We don't say here. We say here.
Good to hear.
Okay. You put the ya on the end of here. Okay, that's good.
Good to hear.
All right. So
I never noticed that before.
anything else?
Oh, and I have to say Lynn. Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Okay, well, Ya Love is calling in next, and so I just sent her a text on the chat room to call in. So if you're good, we're going to go to our special halftime presentation on the original gospel right here on the Forbidden History series, Ninja. Thank you for calling in.
No worries.
Who's worried?
Nobody's worried here.
No, nobody's worried. That's right. We're taking it to the higher level, of course.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Okay.
We'll see you later, and be safe down there. Okay.
Okay. You too. Love you. Love you guys.
Hey, shalom.
Bye.
All right, and that was Ninja Cat from Canberra, and we're now gonna just we're gonna be reading for anybody who wants to get a copy, because I know we have some new listeners. Go to get a free PDF download of the original gospel, which is misnomered as the Aquarian. Okay, you can call in. She's disconnected, Zeva. So go to get your PDF copy of therealpublicradio.net. Therealpublicradio.net. I'm taking iodine too, for your mind. Thank you very much for all that radiation. Therealpublicradio.net / original _ gospel.html. I'll give it out again. Therealpublicradio.net / original _ gospel.html. Okay, and certainly on the replay you'll be able to get that and stop it. But then when you get to that page, you'll see the trees, the beautiful trees with the light coming through. Scroll down, and at the very bottom is a PDF for the original gospel. You can be following along right here. We're in chapter 90 of this monumentous work. The original gospel is 182 chapters. It is the entire story of the life of the Mashiach, Yeshua. And he had a life. He came from a wealthy family, and they could afford to do this type of production. We've been lied to practically about everything dealing with our ancient tradition, with our Redeemer, and we set the record straight right here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Because somebody's got to do it, right? The lies are great, and the truth is greater, though. That's the thing, okay? So don't forget, later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got questions and answers on our Sunday night special of the Forbidden History series. Yours truly, Desert Owl and Shelly G. Okay, so we're gonna, it's casual. Hope you'll call in with comments or questions. Love to hear from you. Love to hear from you. And there we've got Zeva. And good afternoon over there in Cologne, Germany, Zeva. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm great. I'm listening in a beautiful program and the best deprogramming program of the world.
Thank you. We are the deprogramming program. Somebody's got to do it, and yeah. And it's quite a deal to wake up to. I think the hardest thing for people is to admit that they've been lied to all their lives. They can't imagine that the conspiracy be so great, but yet it says right in Revelations that the beast system has deceived the entire world. Well, what part of the entire world doesn't somebody get? It's a big deception. Yeah. So they've been working for thousands of years at this. They didn't start yesterday. They want us to think it's the Bilderberg, some corporate CEOs that just decided to conquer the world. People don't get that the one world order has always been here ever since the Watchers fell. There's never been a time when they weren't controlling the world. It's always been a shell game and a racket. That's the great mystery, right?
Yes, exactly. And the voting thing is not helping anything, because after the one politician, another one is coming, and they're just serving the same Bekaresh. And once we get it, we're out.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful.
Yeah. And okay, and so for the benefit of our listeners here, Zeva, she reads in the original thought, as I have been transliterating for 40 years now, the original thought as I woke up to it. Then so she'll be transliterating many of the words that are the codes into what would be the original, so you can get the flower of how they spoke with imagery back then. Example, master would be mother star. Peter, this guy didn't have a name called Peter. He was Kefe. He was Kefe, and it means the fiery keys of the woman of creation, the fiery keys of creation. That's what Kefe was given. But all of them were given the fiery keys of creation. The keys are the knowledge of unlocking the mystery, and the keys and the primary is the alphabet. Okay, so so Jesus, of course, is Yeshua, and on and on. They've literally destroyed our Eastern tradition, but we have to get back to the original Indo-Germanic mother tongue to get the picture. Another example would be, we don't have a Bible. We don't want a Bible, because that's another code. It means covering of the illuminated, the covering, and it's talking about the occultic illuminated. And so the Bible would be book, but book in the original would be shofar. Well, there's the ram's horn. The ram's horn is blowing. It's telling something. The shofar is the book, and the what we call scriptures in the original would be shultres. The shultres, and there we can find what he ultimately evolved into the word sutures in medicine, because the shultres, the sutures, ties everything together. You see, and it's also a serpent in that sense, going around and around and around. And you can spin it a lot of different ways, and the occultics spin it in a bad way, and we're spinning it in the right direction back home to what was breathed into Hadam from the beginning, based on symbol and primary root form. And so I've got a graphic program now. I'm about ready to do the illustration of the alphabet on the computer screen. That'll be coming up real soon. And while Yalov is reading, I'll pull up the fasci just so you can see well, no, I don't want anybody being diverted. I'll pull that up right at the point when she's done, when I start my next part of the program, the second half of the program here. Okay, so you're on,
Thank you.
Zeva, and thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Okay, we are in chapter 90, and it goes like this. The Moshiach King Mother Star disappeared, that is Yeshua. No one saw him go, and Kefe, Peter, James, and Yelbenun set forth to search for him. They found him at his trysting place out on the Hamath Hills, and Kefe breathed. He said, "The city of Capernaum is wild. The people crowd the streets, and every public place is filled. The blood of the earth, the men and women, and the youth everywhere are asking for the blood of the earth, for the man who heals by will. Your home and our homes are filled with people who are sick. They call for Yeshua, who is called the Moshiach. What will we breathe to them?" And Yeshua breathed, "A score of other cities call, and we must take the bread of life to them. Go, call the other blood of the earth, and let us go." And Yeshua and the 12 went to Bethsaida, where Philip and Nathanael dwelt, and there they taught. The multitudes followed the Moshiach, confessed their blindness, and were Alva-Vatazaret, that means baptized, and came into the royal domain of the only true anointed one. The Moshiach King Master And the 12 went everywhere through all the towns of Galilee and taught. Alva Vatazareth, all who came in victory of light, and who confessed their blindness and darkness, that is sin. They opened up blind eyes, unstopped deaf ears, drove forth the dark ones, the dark natures from those obsessed, and healed disease of every kind. And they were in Tiberias by the sea. And as they taught, a leper came anear and breathed, "Healer, I follow you, and if you will but spark the shavor, the word, the anointed word, I will be clean." And Yeshua breathed to him, "I will be clean." And soon the leprosy was gone. The blood of the earth was clean. And Yeshua charged the blood of the earth, breathe not to anyone. Don't say it to anyone, but go and show yourself unto the priests and offer for your cleansing what the law demands. The blood of the earth was wild with joy, with happiness, but then the eye went not to the priests, but in the marts of trade, and everywhere the eye told what had been done. And then the sick in throngs pressed hard upon the healer, and the 12 imploring to be healed. And they were so importunate that little could be done, and so the Moshiach came, left the crowded thoroughfares, and went to desert places where they taught the multitudes that followed them. Now, after many days, the Moshiach came back to Capernaum, when it was noised around that Yeshua was at home, that the people came. They filled the house till there was no more room, not even at the door. And there were present scribes and Pharisees and doctors of the law from every part of Galilee, from Yarul a Shalom, and Yeshua opened up for them the way of life. For blood of the earth brought one, a palsied man, a palsied blood of the earth upon a cot, and when they could not pass the door, they took the sick blood of the earth to the roof and opened up a way, and then let him down before the healer's face. Fascia. When Yeshua saw their victory of light, the eye breathed unto the palsied man, "My son, be of perfect cheer. Your blindness and darkness is all forgiven." And when the scribes and Pharisees heard what the eye breathed, they breathed, "Why does this blood of the earth spark us? Who can forgive the blindness of blood of the earth but the great Elohim?" And Yeshua caught their thought. The eye knew they questioned thus among themselves. Breathed to them, "Why reason thus among yourselves? What matters it if I should breathe your blindness and darkness is blotted out, or breathe, arise, take up your bed and walk? But just to prove that blood of the earth may here forgive the blindness of blood of the earth, I breathe." And then the eye sparked unto the palsied blood of the earth, "Arise, take up your bed, and go your way." And in the presence of them all, the blood of the earth arose, took up his bed, and went his way. The people could not comprehend the things they heard and saw. They breathed among themselves, "This is the day we never can forget. We have seen wondrous things today." And when the multitudes had gone, the 12 remained, and Yeshua breathed to them, "The Judean festival draws near. Next week we will go to Shalom," that's Jerusalem, "that we may meet our brethren from afar and open up to them the way, that they may see the ruler." That they may see the royal ruler. The Moshiach came, sought the quiet of their homes, where they remained in light creating for certain days. Shall I read some more? Okay, we are in section 16, chapter 91. The feast time came, and Yeshua and the 12 went to Shalom. Upon the day before the Sabbath day, they reached the Mount of Olives, and they tarried at an inn before Mount Olives on the north. And in the early sunrise on the Sabbath day, they went in through the sheep gate to Shalom. The healing fountain of Bethsaida near the gate was thronged about with people who were sick. For they knew that a certain time at Amalek came and poured a healing virtue in the pool, and those who entered first and bathed would be made whole. And Yeshua and the 12 were standing near the pool. And Yeshua saw a blood of the earth nearby, who had been stricken 38 years, without a hand to help. The eye could not move. And Yeshua breathed to him, "My brother, would you be healed?" And the blood of the earth replied, "I earnestly desire to be healed, but I am helpless, and when the Malek comes and pours the healing virtues in the pool, another who can walk steps in the fountain first, and I am left unhealed." And Yeshua breathed, "Who sends a Malek here to potentize this pool for just a favored few? I know it is not of the great Elohim, for the eye deals just the same with everyone. One has no better chance in the throne of the sun for healing fountain than another one. The fount of health is in your soul. It has a door locked fast. The key is victory of light. And everyone can have this key and may unlock the door and plunge into the healing fount and be made whole." And then the blood of the earth looked up in hopeful mood and breathed, "Give me this key of victory of light." And Yeshua breathed, "Do you follow what I have breathed? According to your victory of light, it shall be done. Arise, take up your bed and walk, and be healed." The blood of the earth at once arose and walked away. The eye only breathed, "Praise the great Elohim." And when the people asked, "Who made you whole?" the man replied, the blood of the earth replied, "I do not know. A stranger at the pool just sparked a shavor, and I was well." The many did not see when Yeshua healed the blood of the earth, and with the 12 the eye went his way up to the temple courts. And in the temple Yeshua saw the blood of the earth and breathed to him, "You must see and read it for yourself. You are made whole. From henceforth guard your life aright. Go on your way and has no more blindness and darkness, or something worse may fall on you. And now the blood of the earth knew who it was and who made him whole. The eye told the story to the priests, and they were much enraged. They breathed, "The law forbids the blood of the earth to heal upon the Sabbath day." But Yeshua breathed, "My Father works on Sabbath days, and may I not?" The eye sends his rain, his sunshine, and his dew. The eye makes his grass to grow, his flowers to bloom. The eye speeds the harvests, just the same on Sabbath day as on the other days. If it is lawful for the grass to grow and the flowers to bloom on the Sabbath day, it surely is not wrong to succor stricken blood of the earth. And then the priests were enraged more and more, because the eye claimed to be a seed of the son of the great Elohim. A leading priest, Abihu, breathed, "This fellow is a menace to our nation and our laws. The eye makes himself to be a seed of the sun. It is not meet that the eye should live." But Yeshua breathed, "Abihu, sir, you are a learned blood of the earth. You surely know the law of life. I ask you, tell who were the sons of the great Elohim, the seed of the sun. We read about in Genesis, who took the wife, the daughters of the seed of the moon, the Son of Man. Our father, Adam, who was the eye, from whence came he? Had he a father, or did he fall from the sky as a star?" We read that Moshe breathed, the eye came from the great Elohim. So if Adam came from the great Elohim, I ask you, was the eye offspring? Was the eye a son? We are the youth of these seed of the sun. Then tell me, learned priest, who are we if not the seed of the sun?
Yeah, and so let me jump in there, because, in other words, what the Aryans were claiming to be is that they were the sky gods, the sun gods, the ones who came down from the light. Thus, the Aryan came last in this saga, in this picture of life on planet Earth. All the other races came first, but Adam was purely Aryan, and so the priesthood knew this. This was no secret. They all recognized the Aryan was the product of that came last. That which was first is like that which is last. And Adam was an archetype of Yeshua, who is the first, and so Yeshua was going to come in through the Aryan race, and so they all knew that they were known anciently as seed of the sun, and also called by the primitives as sun gods and sky gods, but that means enlightened ones. They were the ones who knew how to build the Great Pyramid civilizations, the fallen ones, who then engineered all of this technology that we see today. This was not from a primitive race, but from the race that had breathed into them all the gnosis of how the universe operated. And so they were now wanting to keep these ideas and stories under wraps. And so that's what this discourse is about. And it's rather profound, and all evidence that this is the original gospel here, ladies and gentlemen, which is the original star message. Gospel is a code. It means go spell, if you can, go spell. But it was evangelion, and it means the star message. That's what it is. And so it's really, this is a profound part right here that Zeba is reading for you. Please continue.
Yes, thank you. The priest had urgent business, and the eye went his way. And Yeshua breathed, all blood of the earth are seed of the sun, and if they live a pure anointed life, they always are at home with the great Elohim.
Yeah, and now what Yeshua just said is all are seed of the sun, and that's the truth. We all fell from the light, but the Aryan race was purely a representative, you see. And so the two Aryan cultures were, the lower Egypt, not the upper Egypt, because it was, but in particular, especially the lower, and then also Jerusalem was the center of known as center of the earth, and all the tribe, of Abraham and all that were Aryan. But then the other was secretly running the world. The fallen ones were in northern India and Tibet, and the mountains. And so this is where Aryanism came from, and that's why it has this arrogance behind it, like Nazi Germany presented for us, of wanting a pure race and all this other stuff, because they were the offspring of this first saga about the Aryan being bigger and better and more knowledgeable than could enslave the world, and did. And they're still doing it today. Still the same game, nothing new under the sun. Zeba, back to you.
All blood of the earth are seed of the sun, and if they live a pure anointed life, they always are at home with the great Elohim. They see and comprehend the works of the great Elohim, and in his sacred title, they can perform these works. The lightnings and the storms are messengers of the great Elohim, and well as the sunshine, rain, and dew. As well as the sunshine, rain, and dew. The virtues of the throne of the sun are in the great Elohim's hands, and every loyal son may use these virtues and these powers. Blood of the earth is the delegate of the great Elohim to do his will on earth, and blood of the earth can heal the sick, control the winds of the air, and raise the dead. Because I have the power to do these things is nothing strange. All blood of the earth may gain the power to do these things, but they must conquer all the passions of the lower self, and they can conquer it if they will. So, blood of the earth is great Elohim on earth, and the I who honors the great Elohim must honor blood of the earth. For the great Elohim and blood of the earth are one, as Father and the youth, the offspring, are one. You must see and read it for yourself. I breathe, the hour has come. The dead will hear the voice of blood of the earth and live, because the seed of the moon is the seed of the sun. You, blood of the earth of Asher Ramael, hear. You live in death. You are locked up within the tomb. There is no deeper death than ignorance and unbelief. But all will someday hear the voice of the great Elohim made plain by voice of the blood of the earth and live. You all will know that you are seed of the sun, and by the sacred Eshavor may do the works of the great Elohim. When you have come to life, that is, have come to realize that you are seed of the sun, you who have lived the life of right will open up your eyes on fields of life. But you who love the ways of blindness will, in this resurrection, stand before a judgment bar and be condemned to pay the debts you owe to blood of the earth and to yourself. For whatsoever you have done amiss must be performed again, and yet again, until you reach the stature of the perfect blood of the earth. But in due time, the lowest and the highest will arise to walk in light. Shall I accuse you unto the great Elohim? No, for your navigator, Moshael, has done that. And if you hear not Moshael's A.60, you will not hearken unto me, for Moshael wrote of me. Shall I read some more? Chapter 92.
No, we're good. And good morning, Rose is jumping in on our channel here. And no, that was an excellent section you just read there, right in the original gospel, Zeva. So any final thought on your end?
No, I love it.
All right. Well, that's you're doing great in original thought, and it's a big book, and I've been reading it twice, at least through cover to cover, twice a year for the last 20 years now. Just about 40 times I've read it through, and it is the greatest story never told. And you can, everybody, I gave out where you can get it on the web, on my radio network's website. Okay. If not, just contact me after the program or listen to
I would like to add something.
Yeah.
And the book is great, but it's really greater 1,000 times when you get the A.60, when you get the transliteration, when you're able to transliterate while you are reading, because this is so deep and so true. And if you're just reading, there are also some, as you also mentioned, there are some passages there that are also corrupted.
Oh yeah.
In the book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what the priesthood does.
Transliteration.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. There's no perfect transliteration. That's where the enlightenment has to come, so that we can see through some of the manipulations of the priesthood that has occurred. And so this is what's been happening to me for 40 years plus, and so it's a miracle. But the light is shining, and you see, the light will shine on those who are able to see and read it for themselves. So I'm grateful to the Father above, and you being multilingual, speak about 5 different national tongues, and therefore have a great, and actually know more than that. You immediately were able to pick up on the original thought, and give me a run for the money here. And at one point I just had to bring you on the program because you're also you're doing so good, and also because you've been helping me to connect with a lot of the Shavuos, the A.60, that just confirming for me what I was saying. You were just validating because you speak Deutsch, and that's it. You've been able to confirm for me.
And it blows me away to see that I confirm you, but I didn't know, because I hear this also for the first time,
Yeah.
And it's so amazing to see and to tell, like with treasure and trésor. When I said that trésor is in German safe, and that is the treasure, and that was also really amazing.
Yeah, because I was telling you that the word treasure in the original thought would be trésor, and then you said, well, in Deutsch that's safe, a safe.
Yes.
And then I realized that the safe in the primordial then is the sun, because that's where everything comes from. That's where in other words, when it says to lay up your trésor in heaven, what it meant was to lay up your trésor in your safe, which is the sun, because the mind was regarded as it's a mine, like a mine shaft, a place of treasures, that it is also safe, because what did Yeshua say? Lay up your trésor in the throne of your son, in your safe, where nobody can rob you or steal you, because that's the only thing that nobody can take from you is the knowledge that you put in the throne of your Son, in your temple, in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Son is also the Son, Yeshua, and that is also really so significant to see that. I always see the Son as the Son.
Well, and it's synonymous. It is the same word. They just spell it differently, so we never get the picture. Bottom line. Yeah. Okay. Zeva, well, thank you so much for
thank you.
being here today, and we'll then see you back in the chat, and I'm going to continue on here, okay?
Yes. Bye.
Shalom. Okay, and that was Zeva from Cologne, Germany, and who automatically was playing every video and stopping it and writing down the shavors, and well, the rest is history, as they say. So I'm going to show you now, friends, the okay, I'm going to show you the fasci because I said I would, and I want you to, let me click on desktop, and then we'll go turn off the dark wave, and then we'll go right here to the fasci, full screen. Okay, and so there's the fasci, and I feel like I didn't actually emphasize the essence of its symbolism. At least I can't remember that I got to the final point. So this is the time to do it. And so the fasci, it's not the fasci, it's the fasciae. This is the fasciae. But when we say fascism, it's actually fascia, fasciaism. It's fascia, the face. See the face, and so the axe is representing the cutting of light, the light of the sun coming down. But it means that the ones who are carrying the fascia are have the power of the sun. Why? Because they're operating behind the one world order. The ones who carry these tokens of it's sort of like a backpack. You know, like if you were going to go on a journey, then this was what they gave to everybody that was on the ship. They all had their package of rods. I guess they used them to make fire. You know, these were things that allowed them to make fire with flint and steel. And you know, I don't know enough about you know, I haven't read about them in any books or anything, but you know what I'm saying? The axe was used to craft a ship, and it was also a more powerful weapon than a sword. So so this represents world domination, and therefore the world domination is symbolized by the sun, the power of the sun, whoever rules the world, like the sun rules the world, right? But then the occultic who claim to be of the light but are of the darkness. So also in the word sacrifice, we see sacred face. Okay, and so the sacrifice, meaning the sacred face, fascia, the sacred fascia. So what is that sacrifice of the sun? Well, the fact that the Great Spirit made the sun so that he can make all other things that came out of the light. So it is a labor, it is a work, it is a sacrifice on his part. He's giving. He's giving. He said he gives his light to the good and to the bad, you know? And so this is all part of the great mystery, and we have to see things the way the ancients saw them. It's another way of seeing, ladies and gentlemen, not the way we've been taught, or had etched into our mind, which is teach. Etch is teach, right? And we've got to see and read it for ourselves in this great light that comes. So now we're on the next part of the series here with letter A. And A means the royal eye, okay? And the royal eye is one who can read, okay? The royal eye is, so in other words, the first letter of the alphabet is introducing everything else, okay? So we start with the I, we start with the A, and we see everything else because all the letters are other versions of symbols of light, like the M. You know, the M is two pillars, capital M with a V in the middle, two pillars. The pillars are the sun and moon, you know, so there's a story, and we're going to be going over that story once I get my drawing board figured out. I haven't gotten there yet. Okay, and so even Deutsch, which we say German, but it's really Deutsch in their national tongue, is in the Teutonic, it is Teutsch, and then you can hear the word torch. And so that's the woman carrying the torch, right? Statue of Liberty. So there's the Aryan. The Aryan is the torch. That's what they're claiming. They are the fire. They are the ones behind it all, the power, the Aryan. That's what they're telling us, but we don't get the picture because they're not telling us outright. We've got to read the symbols. Remember, Confucius said, signs and symbols rule the world, not words nor law. Okay, so seed, S-C-E-D and S-C-E, and Z and C-S-E-A are all Zay, T-Z-A-Y. Okay, this is, and what it means is the power of the eye. So the seed that you plant, or the eye itself, or when you're going to sea out in the ocean, you're going out there, you're going to get lost unless you know how to navigate. And so you're looking. That's the Zay, and the A is the primary. The A is the primary in Zay, in C. Okay, and but they changed the letters out from the A to the E, and that's how they play the trick. So the eagle is really the A goal. The A goal, and you can hear the word goal, G-O-A-L, and so the goal is the A, to get the eye. The bird, the eagle, flies higher than all other birds, sees farther than all other birds, and so in the metaphor, that's what we have to be. We have to be eagles, but not birds of prey, like they became birds of war. It's a symbol of war also, but symbolically, it's a bird that flies higher and has a very mystique nature about it, right? So that's the A goal. It's not the eagle, it's the A goal. It's in the word. I think you can see it if you've been following. So the table has in it the word able. In fact, the T could be silent. And so it is the Avel, but the B is a V. And so able is Avel, but let's just look at the word able. It's the able, it's the Abel, it's the Abel. Abel is power, Abel is sound, and Abel is creation. Okay? And the bowl holds everything, right? You eat out of the bowl. So there's all these implications in these burning shavors. Everything is on the table, but we don't get the picture. It's right in front of us, but we can't see and read it for ourselves. Bara means created. That's in Genesis, right? But the A, it actually means to be born of the A, is to be created. It's not bara, it's bare. Like we have Barnabas, who they corrupted as Barnabas, means the son of the father. Barnabas, son of the father. Well, bara then would be bare. And so, but it would be more correctly vore, because the B is a V and the A turns into an O. And we get vor for vortex. And so the center of the vortex is the A. Okay. So Aaron has two A's. He's basically the only word out there that has two A's back to back. One is silent, one's the consonant. First letter of the alphabet is the consonant. Gave power to the V for creation. And then the vowel is the one that we pronounce. Okay, so there's the duality, the battle, and it's in Aaron. Aaron, two A's. Okay, so see that. Symbolism. There's means the duality again. The one that is silent is the one that is the real, and the one that is speaking is the ass. The A-S-S. That's religion that is corrupted, the false traditions. In the word way, on the way, you're going somewhere, the original word is vay, V-A-Y, and there's the primary of the tetragrammaton, the Y-H-V-H, the power letters, the Y and the V, and the A is in the middle. If you're in the way, there's the A right in the middle, the power letter A right at the center. And so we have two aspects of creation, Adam, and the atom. Atom and the atom. So they both start with the A. So it's telling us something, and that's going to lead into our last part of the presentation on Aisha, on how the word Aisha was used. And the primary element is the letter A. It is the first. Okay, because Adam was the first made on earth. It says it right there in Genesis. Then he was taken up into the atom. Adam was taken up into the atom, misnomered as Eden. Okay, and it is the great mystery here. So Adam means A-D-A-M and A-D-O-M means the eye of judgments, creation. He was the eye. He had to come down. He had to now make decisions, free choice, free will, and he made a choice that ultimately cost him his spiritual connection, because he fell into the physical, and he fell into sensuality and carnal knowledge. So Adam is the eye of creation, and Adam is the eye of judgment. Just change one letter, the A to the O. I know I'm going fast, but anybody can replay these and write these down. I'm just trying to cover a lot of ground here to give you the realization that there is a pattern. We're following a pattern, and it starts with the A, and they supplemented the A with the letter I, which is a blind. If you literally throw the A out of all the words, like Israel is Ashariel, Issa for woman is Asha. You see, they literally switched out the entire word with false lettering to deny us access to our original Eshavors, our original words. They don't want us to be set free, ladies and gentlemen. So son of Adam literally means the seed of the eye of judgment, or seed of the A of judgment, okay? It's all about the A. Son of Adam, seed of creation, sun. Sun is synonymous with the sun up in the sky, and that's why a male is called a son, because he's the power in the house, because he's going to receive the inheritance in ancient time. And seed is Zay, T-Z-A-Y. All primitive, all original, Indo-Germanic. It tells the story. When you write it that way, you get the picture. Let me type it, okay? Just to give you the picture here, okay? T-S-E-E-D equals T-Z-A-Y. Okay, there you go. Equals. I should have put equals. Okay. Seed is Zay. And so what is A-Y? A-Y is the I. Why? Because a seed will create a seed, an ocean of plants, like the amber waves of grain, the amber waves of grain, an ocean of produce that blows in the wind that we harvest. And so this is the original code. The S supplemented the Z. They dropped off the T totally, but the seed is the Z. And in the primary is the AY. It means the power of the I. Z means the power of the I, the power of the seed, the power of looking, the power of creation. All of those things are there once you know how to read the code of the alphabet. The alphabet. There was alpha, became alba, means white, like a star, but it is alva, alve. Okay, so Edom is correctly Adam, and there's Adam again, but Edom is corruption, and it's the judgment of the eye again. Okay, and so serpent, I just saw this one last night. Finally, the full blossom here is the serpent. Of course, when it said that Keva was tempted by the serpent, well, when you look in the Strongs, it says Naga, but it's all abbreviated. And what got me going yesterday was I said, you know what? I bet if I look under, because I thought Naga was just Nagash, as you can hear the sound that which came down the nail and gassed you. That's the serpent, but it was the wise serpent, not a violent attack. And then I thought, well, if I look under prophet, I bet you I'm going to find out that the word Naga is also in the word prophet, as per the word navigator. But I looked, and there was Navi, and then I suddenly realized there it is. The Naga is the navigator. It is the wise one who came down, who knew how to navigate. Hello, Crystal. Good to have you on our program. And thank you for stopping by. I guess it's your first time. I don't know. And okay, Ninja, hang on. Let me finish my thought here. But what I saw was that as they abbreviate the words, I realized that they also took out the ve. Well, of course, if you're navigating, you have to know the way, and so it's actually the original word for prophet and for the serpent, who was Adam, because he was the first prophet. in the term prophet, then Adam is the first prophet because he was there from the beginning, was Yeshua in the throne of the Son, making all things, naming all things while Yeshua made all things. So literally, the serpent in the original thought, which they have in Strong's as Naga, is literally the navigator. Navigator. There's your word navigator. That's the original. Navigator, which literally, now means that which came down. Ve is the way. I'll spell it for you. Let me just type it in, okay? It's a mind blower. This is the original, ladies and gentlemen. You're hearing it here first. Now, Ve, G, A, S, H, T, O, R. Okay, and there's your word Aisha. Now, geisha, tour. I should have just spelled, geisha in all capital letters, but there it is. The G is the symbol of the sun, and Aisha. Oh, I left out the. Okay, let me try that again. I left out the H. Let me try it again. Okay, there we go. Navigator. Navigator is navigator. The one who knows how to navigate back home to the light. The navigator. There's where the word gator, alligator. Gator comes out of gator because the means the eye of the sun, the fire of the sun. The teeth on the alligator. It brings terror in somebody when they think they're going to get eaten, by the alligator. So Tor means so Tor means power, right? But it also, what happens when you go somewhere, like on a vacation? You say, I'm going on tour, right? And when I'm going to turn around and tour back, I'm going to come back, and so you're on the tour. In the military, they go on tour, right? And so there's your now. So nail means that which came down. Now, add an I, you can see Nail is nail, that which came down from the light. Ve, knowing the way. By G, the sun. The Aisha is the royal eye, and the Tor is the power of navigation. You see, so it's all there in the Indo-Germanic root forms. And so you're getting it here first, and hope you're letting it sink under your skin a little bit, because we've been denied. So listen to this. So when I was reading Daniel, and I saw that Daniel 6:19 was Nogash. Remember I said we don't want to say good morning anymore? And so I looked up morning when I saw it in Daniel, because I said, well, what would it be? Because they're giving us morning. I don't want to be mourning anymore. I don't want to tell anybody to have a good morning and hope that they have a death in their family. What a curse, right? And so I looked under mourning in Daniel, and then went to Strong's, and there it was, Nogash. So there's the Naga again. So not only is it navigator, but literally navigator also means the bright and shining light. That's what Adam was. He was the bright and shining light because he knew about everything that operated. There's where the Watchers came from. They were the bright and shining lights. They were blonde hair, blue-eyed, white skin, and knew how the entire universe operated. And that's why they could build all these great pyramid civilizations and even create anti-gravity vimanas and fly around the world at light speed. You see? And they want you thinking aliens came here. Don't look at the Aryans, but of course, if you change the royal R to an Aryan to the royal L, the code, you get Aryan, you get alien. Aliens are Aryans because they're the ones playing the trick on us, ladies and gentlemen. It's the greatest show on earth. And so, yeah, so it is the rising sun as well. So the enlightenment, that's it's symbolic of the enlightenment. When the light goes on and you now can know that you know, all things open up to you. And that is the navigator. That's the original word for prophet. Okay, one who came down, the enlightenment that came down from the sun, who knows the way back home. That's the prophet, the navigator. It's profound, ladies and gentlemen. So Ninja, you said Atom is about halfway through in the music break. Okay, Atom. Oh, is that on that last? Oh, number 3. On number 3, the music break after the Master Force group break. Okay, thank you, Ninja. I may need that break coming up here real quick, and we'll do that. Okay. Yeah, she just sent me another creation for the break. Ninja's doing a wonderful job helping us out here. So I'm telling you, I don't know how you feel about words, but I'm really excited about these discoveries, ladies and gentlemen. To know the truth, the way back, what they've been hiding from us. To know that Yeshua reveals. He is the light. Okay, it's beautiful. And so in the word, and when you put in a light bulb, you say how many watts? 75, right? Well, the word watt is watt. And there's another form of the word serpent. But the VAT is the alphabet, you see? The VAT. And that's there's the prime root of Vatican. And so Vatican means the serpent of Cain. You see, the serpent of Cain. And so it means he came down, but the alphabet is the AT. And so the AT is also a serpent, you see, in Vat. That's where the idea that Vat means serpent. It's the star, the serpent star. It's all another version of the other version. It's all interplay. Okay, everything is serpent. And even NASA put the serpent tongue right in their logo because they're definitely serpents, but they're the black serpents. They're not serpents of light. They're serpents of darkness. And so self is also the, if you spell self correctly, it goes like this. Let me type this one in. Self is shelf, but it's spelled correctly. And it means the enlightened, serpent of creation. Okay, there it is. So you want to put the people who are selfish want to put everything on their shelf, right? I want more. Give me more. Okay, Star, thank you for stopping by. Good to have you. Hope you're doing okay. Be safe out there. And so the Sheol, the word Sheol is the grave. And so the self is also a grave. Okay? And so all of these are ideas and, aspects are within these burning swords of fire. It is all serpent. It is all serpent, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to become enlightened. You see? We have to become enlightened. The serpent is the flesh. For those who are new tuning in, and Christina, welcome to the broadcast. We put on the serpent, right, every day. We put on the shirt and the pants. Shirt, pants, serpent, shirt, pants. Let me type it in. There you go. Shirt, pants, serpent. They're laughing. These Zionists who have controlled our diction and our shavors, ladies and gentlemen, they pulled a number on us. They brainwashed us with their garbage. They filled us with their language. That's garbage. That's what language means, okay? Language, garbage. That's what it means. And it's the ultimate mind control. But let's be set free, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go to a break. Ninja's got me some wonderful audio to share. Let me see. I think this is the one here. And let me key up the deal. I'm going to take another 7-minute break, and then we're going to close out with part 3 and get into the word Aisha. And I'm going to show you how the word Aisha is the number one word that we need to be focused on. Okay? It's the number one word. It's the word they hid from us, and it's the one that tells us so much, ladies and gentlemen, about our origin. It's our history, ladies and gentlemen. Our history. And it is the forbidden history, what they didn't want you to know. I'm Desert Al, thanking you for tuning in, telling your friends, and we're going to be right back in 7 minutes. It's what they didn't want you to know, as you know, that we tell right here. And I'm so happy to do it for you. Because you people are great, and you keep throwing those hearts around, and I love you too. And once again, thank you to Ninja for a great production. There's the original map of America called New India. New India, that was America. That's why they called them Indians. And that's from the original thought dictionary that we're attempting to produce. Dear friends, don't forget to keep our wonderful friend up in Ontario, Martha Duncan, in your prayers because we haven't heard from her, and she's usually tuned in, and she's been going through some tough stuff, sabotaging of her automobile by criminal elements, and so do keep Martha Duncan in your prayers, won't you? Create light for her, and we'll hope she's doing okay. And also, don't forget, later tonight, Sunday night special, Q&A. I want to answer your questions. Everybody's trying to figure something out, and perhaps I've already covered that ground, and you're certainly welcome to find out. It'll be yours truly and Shelley G along with us, okay? So do come by, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, every Sunday night, and if you've got questions, well, maybe Yeshua will breathe through us and bring us some answers, okay? So love to have you. There's that sun power right there, the great symbol of all energy came out from the sun. Everything came out from the light, the solar system. It is the mother star. Get the picture. We've been lied to about everything. All of our conceptualizations are wrong from the beginning of our coming into this world. We need to see with new eyes and put on the light. Let the light bulb go off. Go on. Well, depends upon how you say it. Outstanding. Ninja Cat, thank you so much. What a beautiful arrangement you created there. I can't get over it. What a team effort. Wow. Okay, let me it's been tough doing this all by myself for all these years, and to have such great help is a fantastic thing. Okay, where are we at here? I like that. Let's go to that. Well, I wanted to find the power source. Let's find that power. Where's that great sun? Fire set sun, that one? Oh, geez, don't tell me I don't have it. Sun power, here we go. Boom, all right. I like that one. We'll close out with the real power deal here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And want to welcome any new listeners that are out there. Glad to have you. You're tuned into the Forbidden History series, and I've been doing broadcasting off and on for near 30 years, was a political activist for the better part of that time, and until I fell victim to the government intrigue and persecution, and then I came out a spiritual pacifist. I started that way, learned that the political activism was a loser, because then I learned the rest of the story, and that our world is being run by a very ancient serpent cult that has been running a world from the beginning of time, of recorded history, and that is the ancient Aryan Brahmin priesthood, and they're running our world on 500-year cycles, and they've done a number on us. Okay, they really have, and we're in trouble. You know, these order takers, these order followers, just went ahead and literally destroyed our world. I've got to do one thing. Okay, I've got to close those windows. I got heat coming in, and I got to turn on the air conditioner. Forgive me. So let me just turn on that music. Give me just about a minute, okay? Okay, and thank you for that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Ninja's got talent there, Lynn. I can't get over it. I'd pay for that kind of talent if I could afford to. We're just grateful she's donating that time of love, giving us her love, and Yeah. And so it is a group effort, and we do need your support out there, ladies and gentlemen. And you can get a copy of the Real Da Vinci Code Etymological Dictionary, or the most current dictionary that's attached to a sample of the original gospel translation project, a sample of the original gospel based on original thought, 100-page dictionary attached, or the Book of Wisdom, the greatest book of wisdom you ever read, by Joseph of Arimathea, the great uncle of Yeshua. Any size donation, just go to therealpublicradio.net, therealpublicradio.net, and the PayPal button is there. Any size donation, and I'll be glad to get you whatever copy you ask for. Or if you don't have that funny money, then certainly I'll be glad to get you a copy of whatever pick you want to make on that. Okay, so we're trying to fund a translation project. It is We Are All Doing Time Ministries. We are all doing time, and what I've always said on my broadcast, it doesn't matter whether you're on the inside or on the outside, because we are all doing time, ladies and gentlemen. And for some of us, it's hard time, and we're never going to get over the pain. We're just going to have to learn how to deal with it. We're all in a prison in this world, it, and they're feeding us poison, and we can't escape it. The only escape we can have is in our spiritual realm within the great light of Yeshua. That is it. And that's the good news, because that is our shelter, a true, pure shelter. That's the original word for law, because the original word is a shelter. It protects you. It's not supposed to oppress you and to deceive you like the law out there, which read law backwards, and it's a wall. Maybe it's a wall to keep you in, or it's a wall to keep you out, but I think it's a wall to keep you in, slave, right? Okay, so we're on the word Aisha. Aisha, ladies and gentlemen, the main part now, okay? What they've really just hid from us, okay? There we go. Aisha. They misspell it, right? They on the map. There you go. But that's not how you pronounce it, right? You can see the I is a blind. It's a corruption. That's why people say English is so hard to learn, because it's A-S-H-A. And you notice you can read it frontwards and backwards. The S-H is always the way you see it there, because the H always follows the S. But so when you read it frontwards or backwards, it's always Aisha. And so the A at the beginning, there's an A at the beginning, and there's an A at the ending. And it's telling a story. It means that which is at the beginning is like that which is at the ending. Okay? We got the lights. It started with the light, and then we fell into darkness, and then Yeshua came, and he brought back the light. So he came at the end of time, just as it says in the King James Hebrews 9:26. But at the end of time, it said at the end of the world, at the end of the world, that Yeshua came to be a perfect sacrifice, to bring back the light of peace. The light of peace, okay? So it's a perfect anagram. Reads frontwards and backwards, okay? So Aisha, literally then, it becomes starting with the letter A, because the A is dominant, and it's all about the A. That's why you see Aisha is front and back. And Shah means royal, and so it means the royal eye. The royal eye. What is the royal eye? The sun. The sun. You see that picture? You see that picture with all the power poles in there? Yeah, it's telling you. There's the power right there. All the power on earth. With 1 hour of sunshine, 1 hour of sunshine on earth is enough power to run everything on the planet for the next year. That's how much energy is coming off the sun, and we only get a little tiny bit of it. It's a flaming sword that points in every direction. It's beaming out in every direction, power beyond anything we can imagine. And we know it's destructive also. And now that they've destroyed our ozone layer, our world is ending. Okay? It's ending. You know it. If you've been following, what's going on. Okay? So Aisha is the family name of the seed of light, of the sky gods. Aisha. Okay? And the A is the pyramid, right? A is the pyramid. And that's what they did. They went out making pyramid civilizations, the fallen ones, the ones that sold their birthright, the arrogant Aryans. Okay? But yet they put it right on the map. What I was saying at the beginning of the program, they gave us those capital letters right on our driver's license. No, I guess I missed that, Ninja, because I had to, do a couple things while I was playing the music. I'll look at it again, okay? After the program, I'll review it. But thank you for doing that. And so they put Asia right on the map, but they know we'll never figure it out. It's like, you know, yeah, they love to putting it in our face, ladies and gentlemen, because they know we'll never get it. But they get it because they're in the little secret clique. They went to their special Rhodes School of Scholarship. Rhodes, right? Like Clinton and Chris Christopherson and all these others. They went to the Rhodes School, got the special class that told them about how the world is really run and operated by a secret cabal, and they're the insiders and we're the outsiders. So word is a Shavor. I weeks ago realized that it was Shavor, but I didn't get the part about the Asia yet. This came just within the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and it's Asia Vor and VORT, but the T is silent. So let me put word in here, okay? There we go. And the T is silent. That's the way the rule works. So it's a Shavor. So in the beginning is the a Shavor. And the a Shavor is God. And the a Shavor was God. But it's not God. It's the great Olav Haim. So in the beginning is the a Shavor. In the beginning. In the beginning. Okay, you getting the picture? The Asha. In the beginning. The royal eye. What is the royal eye? The sun. In the beginning is the sun. And everything came out from the light. The star, the moons, and the planets came out as children of the sun, tiny little orbs that popped out, and then they took circle around their mother, the mother star. In the beginning is the Eshavor, and in the Greek it says logo, and the sun is the logo, right? In the beginning is the Eshavor, and the Eshavor is the great Olav Haim, and the Eshavor has always been the great Olav Haim. So we have the original word here, ladies and gentlemen. It is true, correct, complete, and not misleading, and a miracle to be able to see this with our own eyes. I'm overwhelmed at Yeshua allowing this light to shine, but because we've all been deceived, he's unloading it. Okay, it's like Neo in the Matrix. Okay, now teach me kung fu, and you plug in, and that's what Yeshua's doing. He's plugging us in to what they've been hiding from us. It's like the Ouroboros. It's the serpent eating us tail. Everything is coming full circle now, coming back because he said he would do it. Said he would do it. I'm getting talked out, but I'll read something tonight when I come back on with Shelly G, and I'll share that with you where it was meant to be. That after all the great deception, that the original would come back, and it's in the lost scriptures that came out of Tibet, and I'll share that with you tonight on the opener. But I'm getting talked out, and I'm at the end here. I know I've been on, getting close to the end. Okay, so thank you for sticking it out with me. Hope you're getting a little bit of light here, and that it goes with you down the dark road. Okay, because we need light to go down this dark road. Shalom. Then I realized was, wait a minute. Okay, there it is. Shah. So whenever I saw Shah, I realized the A was to be in front of it, and it's the A Shalom. And I never liked saying Shalom for some reason, and I don't know what it was, but I, rather say peace or whatever. But now that I know it's A Shalom, I realize it's a power word, and it literally means the royal eye of peace. That's the sun again. The light is the royal eye of peace. And it also means the eye of the lawful sounds, or the center of the lawful sound. Okay, because it's the sound of light. What are we talking about? We're talking about light. It's the lawful sound. We don't talk in secret. We don't talk about, dark things that we don't, want to talk about. We talk about the things of light. And yet they are great mysteries. So there's an element of darkness that goes along with it, especially when the occult have worked overtime to deny us. Okay? A shalom. A shalom. A shalom means the royal eye of peace. It means more than that. It also means the royal sounds of peace. It's beautiful. A Shalom. So Jerusalem, there's Aisha again, and finally, because Jerusalem was the hard one, to really, been working on it for years, looking at it, but now I know it's Yal Rul E Shalom. Yal Rul E Shalom. Yal, that which goes round. What goes round? The earth goes round. Sun and moon goes round. The star constellations go round. The serpent goes round. The atom spins. Everything goes round. You go around wherever you go every day. Yal Rule, the rule, the OOL rule for, okay, the owl, let me try this, RULE equals ROOL. Okay, so the U is a corruption, the E is a corruption, and there's the two O's, the sun and moon, and there's the root for owl, OWL, rule. So if you can see, and so what did the king carry? He had the scepter. He was saying, I'm the eye, I can see. Okay, Lurs, thank you for stopping by. Lurs Joan, I think it's a J is a Y sound, is it? Lurs Young? Anyway, good to have you. And perhaps you'll call in and you'll straighten us out on that and say hello one day. Good to have you, and be safe down under, okay? So Yarule Shalom. I mean, you can hear the primitive Aramaic in there, can't you? You can hear. And the words are bigger. If you look at the German, if you look at the what they call Sanskrit, which I call pseudo-Sanskrit, those are the biggest words on earth. They're the biggest words. They got 30 letters in them, some of them, like Vimanika Shastra, right? I mean, big words. And so that's proven out. That proves that the words originally were big because they were a statement. They were telling you something, not little 4-letter words like Seth and Adam and Eve, 3-letter words. They were big words, and they've abbreviated them. Okay. So Abraham is Avram Haim. And without getting, but the ram is in there. Remember, he's doing a sacrifice, and it was right there where Yarule Shalom is, on the mountain. What was it called? Horeb, I believe, and it's right there. And then he found the ram in the bush. He didn't have to sacrifice his son. And it's AV is the star, and so I'll spell it for you. Okay. AB. Equals AV apostrophe. Okay, that's indicative of the original, because it's got to in the middle part is the ram, and he's not a ham. Abraham, you think these people who call themselves Jews, whatever they are going to call their father, their great father, a ham? Like a pig? Of course not. That's like those other words they give. It's good morning, and toilet means imitation light. You know what I'm saying? It's all a joke. It's all a joke, because the AV is the star. It's the 6-pointed star when you put the A and the V together. It's about creation. And the ram, well, the sun is a ram. It's a lion. It's a ram. It's a bull. All of these things, because it's power. It's power. And so we've got Avram Haim. Haim means H is the breath, the AY is the eye, meaning the center, but you put HAYM, it means the breath of the many. AYM is plural, not I am. I am, as we see in the Hebrew Yiddish, is AYM. That's correct. And what does it sound like? Aim means you're pointing at something. You're going towards something in the plurality. Okay, and Lynn, you're saying desert, is it pronounced Irsha? Young A, Irish boy? Oh, it's pronounced Irsha. Thank you. Okay, Irsha boy. Well, there's a good example of word twisting, because it should have an H, you see? And the I see it's an I. I can't even tell with my glasses. It's IER, so it's Irsha. I gotcha. Well, that sounds European, or definitely primitive. And okay, he gave you a heads up there, Liz. Okay, so anyway, so Avraham Haim, and Avraham Haim, the A is at the beginning. Okay, so the A is the dominant because it's first in the title. The alpha, the A, right? And so where are we going with the A? Well, where's Aisha? Okay, how come he doesn't have the word Aisha? Because it's female. Okay, it's female because here it goes. There it is. Okay, Isis. The other one is supposed to be Isis, right? Yeah, all forms of the same word. You see, and so Isa is it's all the woman. Aisha is the woman, the royal eye, the royal center. Because why? Because the woman is the one who brings forth the baby. The woman brings the baby. You see, and the baby is creation. In the most primitive sense, it is all of creation. That's why the sun is called Elohim. It is female by nature, even though the male is behind it, the masculine. Okay? The planets, the moons are all Elohim. Means they are lights. They are expressions of the light, of creation. And so the woman is a royal light. That's what Mary represented, the virgin light. Okay, so Avram Haim didn't get the title. He just had the first letter A, the AV. But Sarah, she got it. She was called, okay, let me type it in. That's the only way I can do it right now. Not Sharai, but Sharai. And then she became Shara, who is correctly okay. She is Eshareha, Eshareha, and at the end you can hear the breath, because hiding behind the woman is the breath. The breath is component. That's the male, and it's the male with the female. The mother and the father are one. The male and the female have to come together to create life. We know that. It's purely symbolic and it's purely true. Okay, so the royal eye. So what Esha Raheh is the royal eye of the royal eye. Get it? It's the royal eye of the royal eye. You see? And so that's why, like the male, right? You know how men are attracted at looking at women, right? Because she's made with all the curves, and then man is, designed in an opposite polarity. And so he sees the woman, and because look at man, he's like a, straight like a plank, right? Or a 2x4. He's just, nothing fancy about him. Puts on a zoot suit, right? But the woman wears all the colors. She's got, right? She represents nature, and nature's beautiful, right? And so that's what's going on. So there's this. She's the royal eye of the light. That's what it would imply. The royal eye of the royal eye is the royal eye of light. The light is the eye. You see. So Sarah was Rasha. So Sarah was actually. Let me correct that. Rasha. Okay, you see it's an anagram. You just switch the letters around. Okay, that's the tricks they played on us. Rasha becomes Ashara. Ashara. Ashreha. Excuse me, Ashreha. I'm having to teach myself how to pronounce these Shavors because we've been denied all this, and I'm learning just right along with all of you. We're learning live right on the broadcast, okay? So they have a baby. They're told, "Oh, you're going to have a baby, and he will be the institution of all people on earth. Okay, a bunch of people are coming out of you, tribes. Let me just grab my other drink. Hang on. So they're given a promise that they're going to have a baby, but Sarah, Ashreha, Eshareha, or Sarah doesn't think it's going to happen because she's too old, and so she's a picture of Mother Earth, because Mother Earth, the truth came at the end, right? When it was older, not when it was young, but when it was older, and so she tells Avraham, go to my slave. Go to my slave, have a baby. That's the only way we're going to do this. And so he's coming out with the title, not Ishmael, because I told you Ish is the woman and it's Aisha. So he's actually Aisha Ma'el, meaning the royal eye of the mother's enlightenment. Oh, Aisha Reha had a good thought. You know, she was enlightened to, yeah, go to my slave. But then what happened? He receives the title of Ashamael, who is Ishmael, Ashamael. But then we find out, no. Your son is not going to be the son of a slave, but of a free woman, of the free woman. And so then we find out that he has another son through Eshareha, Sarah, and it is Isaac, who is correctly Eshayak. And so in Eshayak, we see the prime suffix, suffix of Yak, which is Moshiach, Messiah. He's got the title of Moshiach right there. Okay, and his title is Eshayak. So the title that Ishmael got, Eshamael, Esha, no longer was applied to him. And it goes over to Eshayak, Isaac. But remember, in the end, Isaac was blind because he represented the flesh. And the flesh is blind because there's one more generation that's coming. Okay? And so then we have out of Eshayak comes two sons. Two of them. One is Esau and one is Jacob. And but Esau is the firstborn. But Esau's name, remember it said that he was hairy? Well, that's just like saying he was woolly. Okay, why was it important to mention that he was hairy? Because his name is not Esau, but it is Ashaph. Ashaph. And by the way, in German, and I had to get Zeva Yalov on the phone and tell her, you know what? This is the word for sheep. It is Shaf, Ashaph. And she says, did you know that in Deutsch that sheep is Schaf? And I said, no, I didn't know that. I just saw the spelling and I corrected it. And she says, yeah, so but it was missing the A in the Deutsch. In German, it's missing the A. It's Ashaph. And so there, what does it mean? The royal eye of the creation. The royal eye. So Esau, who is correctly Ashaph, had the promise, had the inheritance. But what did he do? He sold it to his brother, right? He sold his inheritance for a bowl of vegetables for the earth. He sold out for the earth. It's symbolic because he was a man of the earth. He was a hunter. You know, he was of the earth, sensual. He married 2 Canaanite wives. He didn't even care about the pure tradition. And so he represents the falsehood again. And so then Yaakov came in and steals the promise right at the end. And by his mother, the woman told him what to do, the woman. And so Yaakov, when he comes back, Yaakov means seed of light. When he comes back from Lebanon, Laban's land, after 20 years with all of his wives and his sons and their camels and all their herds, right? He's coming back to now claim his land from his brother Ashaph. which means sheep because he was woolly. So he prays all night for a blessing, and he says, "Give me a blessing, you know. I'm going to go face my brother. He wants to kill me." And so he says, "Okay, your name is no longer Seed of Light, which is the best name he could have ever had. Your name is now going to be Esha Ramel, Esha Ramel, or Esha Rael. Esha Rael corrupted into Israel. Esha Rael." So he gets the very name Esha in his title, which belonged to his brother, but his brother sold out, therefore no longer had the inheritance, nor the promises, nor the blessings. And Yaakov gets it, and he gets a new name, which becomes the name of the entire nation, Esha Rael. And I'm pretty certain it's Esha Ramel, and the Ram is in there, but I'll do a presentation on that at another time. So Esha Rael then becomes the name of the entire tribe. You see, so the word with the A in front of it, and it's the royal I. What's the royal I? The royal I is the lineage from Adam to Enoch, not Enoch, Enoch, and to Noah, and then through Noah to Abraham, and then from Abraham unto Eshayak, unto Esha Rael, you see? And so they were all Asia. That's why on the map today it's called Asia Minor. Why? Asia Minor. They never tell us, because Asia Minor means the royal eye of light. What was the royal eye of light? Yarul Shalom. Yarul Shalom. And the nation of Israel. Israel, you see, their nation went all the way to the Euphrates River. That's Asia Minor. Menorah is a light. The miner went in the cave because he's holding a light. He's not the miner. It's what he's doing. He's holding a light, the menorah. The menorah, the light. It's all word trickery, ladies and gentlemen. All a trick of words. And they easily controlled our doctrine and our thinking by controlling our Eshavors. Or there's the word Eshavor. In the beginning is the Esha at the royal center, the vortex, the Eshavor. And they were the ones who represented the light, the pure tribe that came down separate from all others to create a story to tell us. Okay? And I mean, this is the greatest story not being told, is it not? Come on. You're getting here first. I'm pinching myself. I can't get over, after all these years of study, it just comes to the table over the last 2 weeks, you know? And so Esha Rael means the first royal light of the enlightened, the first royal light, going back to the light of the sun, to the atom. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more examples, then we're done, all right? We're at the top. I can't get over it. I'm doing this in 3 hours. I thought I wouldn't even be able to finish it, but thanks to those nutritionals, dear friends, it's a big difference, okay? Made a big difference today. I got it out. Here we go, right, winding down. So Judas Iscariot, right? And it's not Iscariot, it's the Issachari. They were the Issachari patriots. The Issachari. They were the ones, they used the name Issachari because Issachar had meaning behind his name. Go look it up in Genesis. On Yaakov's deathbed, and also when he had the boy born. 2 different meanings of his name. But so what is Issachar? Issachar is the woman, and I told you it's Esha, so it's Eshakar. It's Eshakar. So what does it mean? The movement of the woman. You know what a car is. You get in the car to go somewhere. It's the movement of the woman. The movement of the woman, it was a political movement. A political movement. We call a movement, right? A political movement. And so the car is moving. And so Eshakar, and so Issachari, the Issachari, not Iscariot, but the Issachari are the Eshakare. The Eshakare, meaning the royal eye and of the movement of the center, or the movement of the eye. You know, it's all. Anyway, that's right there. And then we've got Zechariah, and Zechariah is correctly Zekaresha, Zekaresha, Zekaresha. And so, and the Z at the, for Zekar, the Z means he was going to be the last. That's why he's got the Z in his name, because he was killed by Herod the Great, not so great, but he was killed in the temple because he wouldn't tell where his son was. John, Yalganun, the purifier, the water purifier, right? So they killed him, but it's Zekaresha. Zekaresha, meaning what? Zekaresha literally means the end of the movement of Asia. The end of the movement of Asia. The end of the line is what Zekaresha means, and that's why he's stabbed in the back, and that's why his son had his head cut off. Yalganun, John, had his head cut off, meaning it's the end of the line of the Levitical priesthood. It's over, it's done, and now with the truth of enlightenment through Yeshua, it's a new ball game. No longer is the past relevant, other than it tells us a story about who we are, where we are, when we are, and why we are. And can you get the picture? And do you know how to breathe the ancient Eshavors? Because if you do, you're on the way back home. Because they got us on a merry-go-round of deception, and that's why there's over 600 different flavors of Christianity. What flavor do you want? It's Baskin Robbins. You can have it your way, ladies and gentlemen, but there's only one truth, one Lord, which is Yahweh, one great Elohim, one victory of light, one faith, one tradition. Only one. But they sliced it and diced it and mixed it all up, made a great smorgasbord. Have it your way. No, you can't. Truth is not a part of any lie. That's what it says in 1 John 2:27. But the anointing that you have received of him abides in you. And you need not that anyone etch you, because the same teaching teaches you about all things, and it is truth. And it is not a part of any lie. Not a part of any lie. And even as it etches within you, teaches you, you will remain in it. So we can't be a part of part truth and part lies. We're told to come out into the light. The light is not a part of any darkness. Yahweh is light, and in him is no darkness at all. Darkness is deception. Darkness is void. It's empty. There's nothing there but a lie. And on the last one, ladies and gentlemen, Enoch. It's not Enoch. It's not Enoch. It's Enoch. Enoch. And so what does Enoch mean? The eye of knowledge, or the knowledge of the A. He's telling us in the title, but they switched it out from an A to an E, so we would never get the picture. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the greatest show on earth, and who could have ever imagined such a scheme as what these no-good priests have done to us? And you just heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. But it won't be the last. Yahweh willing, we'll be back on. Have another grow round tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, on Forbidden History Special with yours truly, Desert Owl and Shelly G. Hope you got your fix. Hope you can see and read it for yourself. You'll have to play it back. I encourage you to get the dictionaries that we have and samples of the original gospel, Book of Wisdom. It's all right here, you know that. And the revelations are coming every day. And it's because it's so bad, ladies and gentlemen. It's so bad. The great Father of Light knows these psychopaths are coming to kill us. They're poisoning us, raping our children, kidnapping them. Secret societies claiming to be of the light when they're of the darkness. Oh, they're in trouble. Thank you, Lynn, for being there. Good to see you again. And we'll definitely do Sundays. I intend to get back on 7 days a week. I got too much to cover, but I'm pacing myself right now until I get my full workout going, okay? Because I've got to take care of my health, and that will help strengthen my voice at the same time. And so just don't forget. You know it. If you want to know the future, you need to look for the Forbidden History right here. It's what they didn't want you to know, that we tell right here, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? You know it. Thank you, Liz, for being there and tuning in. Hans, thank you as well. Good to have you. I'm Desert Owl, thanking you for tuning in. Let there be light, right? You better believe it. A Shalom. A Shalom. May the royal I of that A be a part of your life, ladies and gentlemen. A Shalom. The A of peace. Thank you, Ninja. And for that great presentation, absolutely. She's got talent. Yeah, and light is correctly with a Y, not the blind I, but the yellow for light, late, L-A-Y, actually, late. Of course, they changed that into a code that's not good either, right? They want you to be late. Oh, you're late. You're light. Good night.